Here is your podcast.
You know, I've been doing this show 9 years. In the beginning, it was great. I got to show up and just talk and leave. That was fantastic. But now Mex sends me this theme song, tells me to put my own voice in it. Lily shows up. She doesn't produce a goddamn thing. All she does is laugh, turn around, and go home. The only thing I don't wind up doing for this show is listen to it. That's your fucking job. Hey, what's happening, Mike Schmidt, 40-year-old boy podcast. I might be dead soon. Who knows? We'll see what happens. My mind is preoccupied with death. I cannot stop thinking about it. And there's a reason. I know you're thinking to yourself, well, Mike, are you just a guy who sits in his office? Oh, yeah, I have an office. Sits in his house and wonders about death coming? My voice is all fucked up today and I can hear it and I hate it. And it's fucking, I've been doing all day and fucking drinking shit and trying to fix my throat. And it's just, I sound like a dick bag and I fucking hate it. God damn, I hate my voice right now. Because there's a lot of times when I'll sound, huh?
Why do you hate it?
Because it doesn't sound like me. I don't sound like me right now. I can hear there's a catch in it, and it makes it higher. There's no brown sound anymore. There's no rich tone.
I do hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a little higher than
Because normally I can come in like, you know, I'm gonna try to do an impression of myself. Apparently,
Please do.
I wish I could. See, and there's a lot of that fucking shit's gonna happen too. A lot of that, and I don't want it to, but it's because I can hear myself and I sound fucking terrible. God damn it, I hate it. I'm fucking full of rage and hate today. I hate it. I hate where I am. I hate being here. I don't, I'm at Lily's house and I'm recording. And look, let's be honest, folks. Let's talk about this for just a second. Lily's the key component of this show because she is you essentially in the room. So I have to come to where she is because she's got a bad eye and a bad wheel and a bad jaw and every other bad fucking thing you could possibly think of. And then I come here and, I'm fucking, I don't want to be here, man. I don't want to fucking be here. I don't, I'll be honest, I will continue to come here because this is what I need to do. Unless there's a way we can work out on, let's do this. What if I come pick you up and bring you to my house? Would that work? And then bring you home on Tuesdays? No, wouldn't work. Because I'm sitting here in light that I hate, and I'm in a house on a chair that I want to break, and I'm being as honest as I can possibly be. I hate this right now, and I shouldn't tell you this because you're listening for entertainment. Ostensibly, you want to hear a guy who's happy and is excited about things, but I want to burn this entire house down. Like I want to set fire to it. I want to smash this chair into kindling. I want to kill her roommate. I want to blow his TV up, and it's stupid. It's weird. It's wrong. But if I'm going to be honest, then I'm going to vomit that all over you guys because I walk in and her roommate, as we've mentioned, Rob the balloon guy, wonderful guy, housemate, I should say, because this is a house. It's not a room. It's a big ass house. Yeah. So I mean, he's
my fake son.
He's basically your tenant. Yeah, he's your son, and he lives here. And I come here every week, and it's his house, and I recognize that. And I feel stupid having to do a show while he's here. Perhaps that's my fault. Perhaps that's in my brain.
That is totally in your brain.
It has nothing to do with Lily. It has nothing to do with Rob. Yes, it is. But I understand that. But that's what I don't give a fuck. It's in my head, my brain. That's what I got to deal with. So I come here. And Rob's here and he's got his TV up and he's coming out and he's talking to us and it's fun. I like visiting with Rob. He's a nice guy and it's not his problem. It's mine. But again, it gets to, I want attention paid to me. I want this day should be about me. Tuesday should be about me, folks. Remember I talked about Thanksgiving smells like Thursday? Well, today just smells like fucking Tuesday. It should be show day. It should be the day where everybody goes, oh, Mike's here. He's going to do all that fucking cool shit that he does when he talks and he does a comedy show. Instead, I walk in and people are, using a sewing machine or they got their fucking TV cranked really loud and then they're hanging out and he's going to hear this in his room and he's going to misinterpret this because he doesn't know who I am.
He's not going to misinterpret it at all.
I don't want him to because he's a good guy. I'm not, this is about me more than it is about him. But you know me and I don't like I said, I'm here on the art table and I'm in the fucking tiny chair and I feel like a fucking sixth grader being punished. Like I'm sitting in a corner, but they gave me a microphone so I can talk the entire fucking time. And I hate it. I drive here and I fucking, and parking is an issue because, there's three people who live in this house and they all have vehicles. So there's Lily's car and then there's Rob's car and then Eddie is out, but he'll come here while I'm doing the show. And then I feel shitty because it's his fucking house and now I've parked in his spot. So he's going to have to either park on the street or I got to stop down and move my fucking car so we can pull the fuck in because this isn't my place. This is not my space. This is not anywhere that I can feel comfortable or happy. And it's true. I'm being honest. I mean, I've been here already for an hour and a half or so because I came here. I had to stop. Well, because I stopped and I bought something to eat and I got you some chips and then we both had phone calls that came through that had to be taken, and then but I sat in this chair, you know, the whole time getting ready to do the show, and my back is completely stiffened up. So I had to get up and walk around because I've been lifting really hard and doing cardio. So I mean, I'm back on. I've exercised like 5 days in a row, and that was one of the reasons I had a late start time today, was because I was going to do cardio this morning. Then skipped it, didn't do it because I wound up getting caught up at my fucking house, and so I have to go do cardio when I leave here, which is fine.
You were literally late because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. That was making us do a late record.
Well, I mean, you asked yesterday what time. You were like, "What time tomorrow?" I said 1 o'clock. And that was so I could get up.
My preference, but I was like, whatever.
Well, it's so I could get up at 10 and hit the gym, or like, even if I got up and went to the gym at 11, then it'd be cool. I could go do that. Because it's an hour of cardio. I'm on the fucking treadmill for like 49 minutes, and it's fucking 2.5, 3 miles, and that's that. It's funny, when I told Shannon Monday, I was like, she goes, "What'd you do last week?" I'm like, "Well, I made, you know, these improvements or whatever the fuck in my life, and one of them was I started doing cardio again." I said, "So I ran a couple miles on Thursday," and she's like, "What?" I go, "Yeah," and she goes, "Well, oh, that's great." And I go, "Well, I'm not a fucking invalid." You know what I mean? And she's like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I go, "That's the thing, is I'm not woefully out of shape. I'm not a dead person. I mean, I'm just a fat, lazy person. But when I put my mind to it and I go do shit, then I can actually do shit. You know, I have muscles. I'm a normal guy." And I didn't say all that to her in that kind of capacity.
I was shocked that you actually went.
No. She was excited. She was very happy. But then when she heard that I did 2 miles, she goes, "You did 2 miles your first day?" I go, "Well, yeah, because I can. That's the thing, is like, once I start doing it, it's just I just don't do it. But when I start doing it, I can do it. But the thing is, if I don't do it, then I'm not doing it." Idiot.
That's the name of the show.
Yeah, I'm sure.
If I don't do it, I'm not doing it.
So I'm doing cardio, whatever the fuck. But I'm here and I hate it. I fucking hate it. I can't. I got here today, and I had a fucking incident on the way here, and I'll get into that in a second. But I mean, I pulled into the driveway. Well, fuck, I should just start from the jump and go with everything else. First of all, let's talk about the phone call I got. Hey, guess what? Oh, I got to talk about being poisoned as well. Fuck. God, look at this. We got a bounty of things to talk about for no reason. I bought 20 cases of water at Smart and Final. And it's 20 cases with 15 liters each. So it's like I got 1 billion bottles of water in my fucking house right now. So I grabbed a bunch of them out of the fridge and threw them in my cooler, and I came over here and I pulled one out of my cooler, and the water I'm drinking right now, and I opened it, and it's open. Like it didn't snap when I opened it. The cap had already been taken off, and there was like about an inch of water out of the bottle, and I don't think I drank it. So I'm wondering if I grabbed a case of water that some homeless person fucking at Smart and Final opened up and took a sip of water and then put the water back into the fucking thing. So now I'm going to die because I've been poisoned by this renegade water.
Why did you drink it?
Well, because in my head, it was kind of a weird reflex where I just opened it up and I was like, "That's weird. I don't remember drinking this." Because then I'm like, "Did I drink this in the car?" And then I drank a gulp here in your house. And then I went, "Well, no, fuck. I just took this out of the cooler. Like I had another water in the car that I drank earlier." So my point is, if I die, folks, that's why. And go to the fucking Smart and Final on Roscoe and yell at those motherfuckers and find out what the fuck they did. Because there was one case of water that had like a tear in the top in the cellophane. Wow. And so maybe someone slid a bottle out, took a little sipperoo, and then put it back in there. Or popped the top off and put a little poison, a little junk in there, and put it, or a little saltpeter, or whatever the fuck they did to me. I'm going to get fucking crystal geyser herpes. I'm going to get fucking water AIDS. This isn't fun.
Water AIDS?
Nobody wants that. I just want to stay hydrated. I don't want to have hydrated IV. That's it. I don't want that. Fuck HIV. The H doesn't stand for hydrated, motherfuckers. Now it might. Now I might fucking collapse. I might die. I might get something. I might get some fucking weird brain sore. I don't want a brain sore. Who the fuck wants a brain sore? Nobody. Fuck that. I can't have it. Somebody come over here, scrub my brain, pull it out of my head, and just do something to it.
Please.
Yeah, take out the fucking cerebellum or the fucking medulla oblongata or the hippocampus. Do me a favor. Somebody go over here and punch me in the hippocampus. That'll fucking reboot. I need to reboot. You know why? Because I get that spinning rainbow wheel in my fucking head. And the whole thing's just fucking spinning and spinning. And I can't fucking move forward. God damn it. Somebody reboot my hippocampus. Come over and kick me. Kick me, please.
I've tried.
Well, you can't kick me.
You won't do what you need to do. You won't control alt delete so you can reboot.
I'm going to die from this water and you're yelling at me about the past. Let's talk about my future, which is it's tick-tocking right the fuck now.
Have a future if you don't deal with your past.
Listen, I'm in your house and I hate it. All right,
I
so
know, I'm happy
I
to
can't
hear
fucking
that.
stand it. Well, I'm trying to be nice to you, and I love you, and you have a nice house, but it's comfort zone and it's comfort level, and it's sitting. I almost want you to just take a fucking picture of me, just my mammoth countenance, just hovering over this fucking art table with this stupid fucking microphone. Don't do it with my phone. That's not good. You have a better camera in your phone.
Yeah, except my phone's storage is full.
What do you got in your fucking phone? I can't tell you.
Just punch it in and I'll take a picture.
I'll bet you could have guessed it actually.
Is it 6969?
You're half right. All right. So, but now you're going to take this picture. I'm going to look fucking horrifying.
You just said take a picture.
But not really. I don't really want you to take a picture. Take a picture. Yeah, it'll last longer, but take a picture in your fucking mind and like make it stay in there and think to yourself, but no, you got to get full back and because you got to get the whole art table in the fucking photo.
Please stop slamming my
Well,
art
because it
table.
drives me crazy. I don't even know why I have it. And I have a laptop and a microphone and that's fine. And I've done this show in fucking cars. I've done this show all over the fucking place. And who the fuck cares, right? I could do the show anywhere. I could do it standing up. I could do it sitting down. I could do it on a train. I could do it on a plane. I could do it with green eggs and ham. So fuck you, Sam. Get me a goddamn better place to sit. I want a desk. I want a chair. I want anything. You're not filming, right? You're taking a fucking photo. Why the fuck are you filming? Is this going to be a weekly thing now? I don't care. Film. Go. That's okay. But the point is I'm sitting in this fucking kindergarten class trying to do a goddamn adult show and there's no point. No fucking point. And now there's other podcasts that are competing with me. It's like fucking crazy. Now Bill O'Reilly has a podcast. I got to fucking fight with that asshole now. Now I got to fight with the 70-year-old boy. It's the 40-year-old boy and the 70-year-old boy.
I don't think he's a boy.
He should. Are you kidding me? That's all he is a boy. You read his bullshit and he's like in the elevator. He's like, hey, nice calves, lady. And he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. He's totally a boy because he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And then somebody else comes in and pays off. Well, no, you can't post it. You're not going to be able to post it. Now you're going to
already logged in.
see, but I don't want to have to stop now to help you do this.
You don't.
God damn it. All right. So, and fuck, you guys don't care about this shit, right? You don't want to hear this. But I mean, I'm miserable. I'm fucking miserable sitting in this. I'm coming here and I make the trip and I don't mind because Lily's got a bad eye and everything else that she's got going on. But dude, I can't, it's.
Do you think that this is what's making you miserable, or do you think it's other things that you have no control over, so you're bitching about?
Well, I have no control over this. I have to fucking come here, and my voice is all fucked now, and I get this fucking, hey, my voice is kicking in. It's, you know what? That's the thing is I needed to use it a little bit. That's probably what I had to do. But no, it's this fucking desk, and then the fuck that I feel shitty that Eddie's got to come home, and I got to move for him because I'm parked in his fucking spot.
All the way forward so he can swing by.
I don't even want those fucking rules. That's the point. Don't you understand? That's what I don't even want to have to worry about or think.
But if you were
Did you
doing
go
a
ahead
job,
and
you would have to park in a parking space.
did you go ahead and park in an isosceles triangle? And did you go ahead and figure out the cosine and the square root of 91? And holy fuck.
Parking in my front yard.
I park in my carport and that's it. I don't have to fucking worry about it. I got my own little space, my own little slot. It's like my own little car womb. I just slide. You know what? It's like Wango Tango. There's a fucking garage. Do you see a garage? There's one up ahead. The damn thing's open. Oh no, get in there. And I can fucking just drive my car into my fucking carport pussy and leave it in there all night long and not have to fucking worry about whether I'm going to block a goddamn clown.
Just pull in.
I did, and now I have to sit here as time ticks away, leaving you with nothing, mister, but boring stories of glory days. And then I got to worry if fucking Eddie is going to come over here and try to pull in, and I blocked the gate, and then I got then your neighbors got goats running around and all this other bullshit, and they're going to fucking come over to my car and leap in, and this whole neighborhood's a mess. God damn it, I hate everything. But I don't really. I like stuff, some stuff, and this is okay. We're doing a show, right? It's all right. We're here talking. I'm trying not to be like, I don't want to be like I want to be the black cloud, but also I want to be like the God's hair dryer and just turn it on and blow the whole fucking cloud away. That's what I want to do. I want to be a black cloud over everything, but then I want to get just the hand of Jesus to hold a fucking holy hair dryer and blow that cloud away and then have the sun come out. Wouldn't that be nice if the sun came out tomorrow? You can bet your bottom dollar that the sun came out tomorrow. I'd be happy. Come what may. Although it's only April. But fuck, man. I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I can't lie. I want to. I don't know. I don't know. I want to come pick you up. I'll pay for an Uber for you to come to my fucking house every week. It's because otherwise I walk out of here like a bent, twisted old man because my back's all fucked up from sitting in this goddamn kindergarten chair, sitting at this kindergarten desk. Quit moving. You move too much. I've lived in the same fucking joint for 30 years or whatever the fuck. You've moved 40 times. And every time I got to chase you with an open microphone and go, please laugh at my jokes. It's fucking awful. And it's not like I can get somebody to replace you at my apartment complex. Who the fuck's going to come in there? Fucking racist Lou, the bartender? Is he going to fucking listen to me? Nope. I got to listen to him and his fucking Buddhist bell ringing all fucking day long and his chanting. God. Nice
Wait,
guy,
he's
but
a Buddhist now?
he's been a Buddhist forever. We talked about it on here.
Oh yeah, Lou the racist bartender is definitely a Buddhist.
Well, in the beginning he wasn't, but I mean, he's got the whole fucking Namanyo Renge Kyo. He's got a fucking dude in our apartment who comes down and does it with him.
Yeah,
They do the chant.
Make you a Buddhist because you chant.
Listen, he does, and whatever the fuck, if it works for him, that's fine. Just like I don't give a shit. People with their Bibles, people with their Qurans, people with their Bible Qurans, and the people they get the power of both books.
Bible Quran.
Oh my God, you do that? You ever see that? You stitch it together, make a giant Bible Quran, a core Bible, a Bible core, a Bible core. I had to fight the Bible core. Didn't you catch the Bible core in the Pokemon game? Yeah. What if you had a Bible Quran? That'd be awesome. Like, you get all the superpowers, because then you can go upstairs and say hi to Jesus and fuck 72 girls, right? Isn't that the way it works?
I just think it's adorable that you think all of this anger has anything to do with that table.
Are you kidding me? It totally does. Hate it. Fucking can't stand this
When
chair.
you're happy and life is going good, you don't give a shit about stuff like this.
See, that's not what I heard. I heard that when you're happy and you know it, you should clap your hands. So bullshit on you and your theories. I know what I heard, goddammit. And these hands ain't clapping unless you clap the fucking table. All right. Who's out there and tired of me bitching? Probably everybody, I would imagine. But thank you for sticking around this long. If you are, perhaps you've turned it off. Perhaps you cast me out of your iPod vaginas and said, I can't listen to this motherfucker anymore. But the good news is I'm going to die from being poisoned. Remember that? That's good. And that's not only good news for you guys. It's good news for me, honestly. Just swallow it down and slap it, rub it down. Oh, no. All right. So hi. I hate it here. I fucking hate this seat.
Therapy's really working.
What is?
Therapy.
I thought you said that herpes is really working.
No,
I'm like, what?
Therapy is really working.
I did good this week. I did. I went in and talked to her. We did some stuff. There was some stuff going on. At one point, I forget. She had her arms crossed, and I go, look at your body language. You're so tired of listening to me at this point, aren't you? And of course, then she just goes, I don't, because she's not
Yes.
a villain or a weapon, or she's not anybody who's she's a gentle soul. So she has no idea or interest in anybody who comes after her in that way, because that's just a bullshit trick. You know what I mean? It's like when Trump, I've talked about this before, even before Trump became fucking capital letters ruiner of the world Trump. He was a dickbag who just went on talk shows and was that guy. So he was on Larry King, and Larry King asked him some like hard questions, which is bananas for Larry King. Like, and they might not even been hard questions. It's like, literally, that's just, I mean, Larry King and Donald Trump, that's just a skeleton yelling at a cloud. I mean, like, literally, it just, what the fuck are those two doing? Talking to one another, talking past one another. Two old fucking dudes who then go home and fuck women 40 years their junior, and the girls have to pretend to like it. But I mean, that is, how do those, you got to give real life Oscars to those chicks, right? Fucking anybody, that 30-year-old woman who's fucking Larry King, she has to get like a best actress. She's got to get that. Just for even pretending that she's not constantly sliding down the banister when he's not home.
Larry.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. She's boning Larry, and he's just literally just like a fucking.
You got issues, man.
He's
got
a
issues. Don't
garment.
judge other
No,
people
that
for
dude.
what they like.
He's a garment bag full of potato chips at this point, right? Don't you think? When you hug that guy, doesn't he make crunching noises? That Larry King is a shambling fucking scarecrow of a man. He's awful. Birds will not approach Larry King. I don't know if you're aware of this. He will walk in the street and birds will they'll book, man. That's why they fly south for the winter. Not for the winter, they fly south for the Larry King. They don't want anything to do with him as he walks out. Can you imagine Larry King in shorts? Holy fuck. And if you're like his 40-year-old wife, and you're just like, yeah, she's just sliding down banisters all day to try to fucking replicate some sort of feeling down there. Just going, oh my God, I got to do anything. She's fucking, you know who the luckiest guy in the world right now is? Got to be Larry King's gardener. That guy's just coming over and just he's plowing the fuck out of that chick because what do you mean stop? What are you talking about? You telling me that she's not banging the gardener and the fucking car wash dude and the butler? She's like Lady Chatterley's lover. She's just like fucking everybody on the grounds. The groundskeeper, everybody's getting worked. The mailman comes over. Special delivery. Absolutely. Get in here. Where is he? Oh, he's getting blood transfusions. That's where he is, because he's a fucking ancient old man being held together by scotch tape and wishes. That's what that fucking guy is. What kind of a fucking deal did Larry King sign with the devil or Jesus, whoever the fuck is keeping him alive? You know what? Those aren't suspenders. That's a complex system of keeping his shoulders in place so that he doesn't just fall apart into a cloud of dust. Man, oh man. That dude, I'll bet he wears that fucking weird ass hairpiece and those giant glasses. I'll bet if you felt around in his head, you know how babies have a soft spot? I'll bet he's got a little nub there that's like a banana skin, and you could just peel all of his skin off just like a goddamn banana. And just see the fucking skeleton of him just lurking and just going, corpuscles, hello. Oh, what a nightmare Larry King is. But yeah, so anyway, he's on with Trump once and they're fucking talking.
Did you just literally say corpuscles hello?
I did.
Like he takes the phone call?
He did.
God damn it.
Yeah, that's what he does.
You are fucking funny.
Sometimes, occasionally.
Oh shit.
You know where I'm really funny? Where I'm comfortable? When I'm in a nice house or a nice apartment where I can actually sit in an office chair and not have to sit in a fucking chair that I was, the punishment chair, the rickety chair. Blast. Oh, the rickety chair. I'm Rick again in the young ones. Fucking remember that? This literally, we did this fucking show year 2 when I had to go to your other apartment. When you were living with the...
chair. I don't understand. You hate chairs.
Yeah, but back then you were living with the clown and the bondage dude and you guys were all doing 3-ways when I wasn't around and the whole place was sticky and I'm like, what the fuck, man? I don't think that's not true. I think it's totally true and that was a double negative certainly, but I don't care. I don't mind refuting it right now in real time. But yeah, man, fucking unbelievable. That was the thing. I came over there and there's a truss and a harness and I'm like, all right, can we just do a show for fuck's sake? And then you're like, yeah. And the only clean surface in the joint was a 2nd grade chair that I had to sit on. It was like a fucking hobby horse. I had to fucking straddle that motherfucking thing.
Chair right there.
Yeah, it's grim.
Now you're in this chair because it has a wider base and you said it was more comfortable than that chair.
But that doesn't mean it's comfortable at all. I mean, that's like, would you rather get fucked by a 9-inch cock or a 7-inch cock in your ass? I mean, which one's going to hurt more? I don't know. But that's the thing. That's the choice I have to come here. I have Sophie's Choice, although I got to be Sophie's Choice a little harder than the 9-inch, 7-inch cock deal, certainly. Why didn't they make a porno Sophie's Choice where she had to choose between bigger dicks? Why not? Literally, that would be perfect. Just do the whole spoof where she's in a fucking... They run a fucking train on her in the concentration camp, and then she's got to decide which one of the cocks that she gets to stay and which one gets to go to the showers. Like the fucking total Sophie's Choice fucking porno. That's the move, man. They make all these fucking Batgirl and all these fucking, yeah, because they got a costume on and shit like that. But if you did a straight up...
anyone wants Holocaust porn. I'm sorry, but they don't.
What about Schindler's Pissed? What if you did that? It's a fucking, like a golden shower video.
Please stop.
See, you make that happen and it works.
I can't believe I laughed at that. I'm a terrible...
Because you're reaching out, you're reaching across the aisle. You're saying, look, this is what we do. We make porn, we make it smart, we make it historical.
No.
Yes. What about the massacre at Miley? Let's make a porno about that. The name's already there. You didn't have to fucking change the name. The massacre at Miley. That works perfectly.
Stop.
Isn't that the one where the little girl's running down naked down the street with the napalm on her?
Oh my god.
But you recreate that with like some little fucking, like with Lexi Bell, although she's a moose now. She fucking got big.
What?
Yeah, moose is wrong. She's probably...
Yeah, it doesn't matter if she's big or not.
I didn't... No, look. All right, I'm not saying she's not sexy or attractive anymore. I'm not saying she can't earn a living as a porn star anymore.
Now.
Listen to me. I meant in the concept of her...
She's fat.
She's a big girl, so now she can't portray our Vietnamese girl covered in napalm running down the street. I'm casting the pornography of the massacre of My LA. And my first thought went to Lexi Bell, but you know why? Because I don't know the name of any modern porn stars, except Mia Khalifa, who also went fucking legit. Literally, Mia Khalifa did a porn where she was in a goddamn, like a burqa. That was her deal. Like because there's that whole fucking, it was funny, I told Ahmad that when I was in Kuwait. I go, there's a whole fucking genre of like burqa porn. He's like, that's the fucking worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, yeah, because over here, that's what it is. So Mia Khalifa, she was in a porno where she's like in a burqa and she's got another burqa chick and they get worked in their burqas. You want to work in my burqa? That's the name of the fucking show. Look at Mia Khalifa. Mia Khalifa starring in Worka in my burqa. But now Mia Khalifa's she's like a Kardashian. Like she's on Twitter. She's got like 50,000. Well, I'm just saying she's got like 1 million Twitter followers and she's got a t-shirt shop and she goes to games. Like she's become that chick now who she's made a job out of being hot. And it's so funny. Her porns are awful. Like if you ever watch her porns, that she's got, her body's retarded. I mean, it's a fucking, like a parade float. I mean, it's just giant boobs and great, and she's just phenomenal looking. Okay. But now, she's moved on from all of that. But in her porns, even though she had the most amazing body, she was terrible at sex, and you could tell she wasn't enjoying it. Not that I need anybody to really pretend that they're enjoying it. You know what I mean?
Is she gay and she was having straight sex and just didn't?
No, she was in college and she was 21 and she decided to make a fuck ton of money fucking guys on film, and now she's legit. I guess that's the deal.
But see, I think porn is legit. I think that whole argument is stupid.
I agree with you. I'm not casting any aspersions on her getting worked in her burqa, but I mean at the same time, she's awful. That's the thing. She has. It's not like, but let's put it this way: Sasha Grey, fucking awesome. Sasha Grey's an actress. She's fucking great. She's smart. She's funny. But Mia Khalifa just kind of is. And look, what the fuck do I even know? I don't know anything. I'm sitting in an uncomfortable chair doing a podcast for 10 years Like I said, Bill O'Reilly jumped in, and he's like, I love the fact that he jumped in right. That's the last bastion of a scoundrel. Fuck patriotism. It's podcasting because of Bill O'Reilly. I just picture him now naked in his house, just fucking talking into his thing.
For Rush, so.
Huh?
It works so well for Rush Limbaugh that he's following those footsteps.
Well, he's still a radio dude. What are you talking about? He's the EIB guy still, right? Isn't he?
Yeah, he has his own excellence in broadcasting network that is out of his basement in Florida as well.
I had to drink some water.
The poisoned water?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck. I'm chugging it.
You just get it fresh
I've already drank half of this shit. Now I'm building up a tolerance. So now if another homeless person tries to poison me, now I'm fucking ready to go. Bullshit. I build up a protective wall inside of myself. I've got a fake anti-poison wall built right inside my ventricle. Ventricles. Hello. So Trump's on with Larry King a million years ago, and then they're having that conversation. And it's just two wisps of smoke passing by one another. Just rich old white men just going, ah, ha, 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 laughing, smoking cigars, pointing at women. Awful. What a mess. And so in the thing, Larry King asked him something that he didn't like or challenged him on some point. And Donald Trump I think I've talked about this on here before. Donald Trump was like, your breath, Larry, you need to chew some gum or brush your teeth. Your breath is terrible. He went that route to change the argument. Yeah. And it's a trick. It's a total trick. That's what you do to put somebody on the fucking defensive when you drop that on them and you go, hey, what the because then you may get them thinking about themselves. It's just a neg. It's a terrible fucking stupid thing. Donald Trump's the original pickup artist. Him and that other jackass Mysterio, whatever the fuck that guy was. The only thing Trump doesn't have is a top hat. Fuck. But seriously, Melania bangs him, and she's got to get a fucking actress award at some point, right? Let's put it this way. If you said to her, hey, we're going to give you a Best Actress Oscar for fucking Donald Trump, she's going to go, just make sure it has an on switch, because I need it. How many girls fuck their Oscar? Everybody, right? They have to. If you're an actress, and look, some dudes probably do. They probably wind up with that halfway up their ass, I would imagine.
Or in their pee hole.
Oh, you think they're doing that fucking...
The look on
whoa.
your face.
Well, you know why? Because that's the thing. Well, docking is one thing, but then there's a name for the thing you just said. Guys do that. They'll like put a tuning fork in their cock and bang it.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't know if it gives them a thrill or they just want to hit high C. I got no fucking clue what it does for them. But it's got a name like I want to say uranagi, but that's like an arm bar at MMA, so I know it's not that.
It sounded like sushi to me.
That's unagi. Yeah, it's a lot of nagis. Charles Nagy was once a pitcher for the Cleveland Indians. I think he was on the mound when they lost the World Series in 1997 against the Florida Marlins. Base hit up the middle, Edgar Renteria. I was in bed with food poisoning. Who cares? That was when Mex and I went to fucking Bobby Flay's restaurant and ate like maniacs, and then I fucking just vomited everything up. So, fuck. So, yeah, no, but that's a thing where guys put things in their cock and then hit it. Blah. I can't. That just doesn't seem like a thing. I had a thing in my cock when I had fucking STD. Yeah. No fun. Not at all. I can still feel it. I still know what it was like. I don't ever want to go through it again. And
never float your boat.
Yeah, no, that sinks my boat. My boat is completely up against the rocks. My boat hears the siren song of a tuning fork in the cock, and it just runs aground on the rocks, and everybody drowns. Fuck that. No, thank you. Oh, how terrible would that be if you were on a boat and you heard like the siren song, and you're like, oh my God, it's got to be mermaids. Let's fuck them. And then it's just a guy banging a tuning fork in his cock. Oh man, that's awful. It's Aquaman. It's Aquaman with a fucking tuning fork banged into his finny cock. Oh, that's horrible. You know Aquaman's got a finny cock, right? He has to.
I don't think he has a cock.
What are you talking about? He's not like a fish. Aquaman's like a dude who's got fish powers. He's not like a fish with dude face.
Doesn't he turn into a merman when he goes in the water?
No, he's still a dude, man. I don't know. Look, let's put it this way. I got lost. If you guys know comics, fucking write us. Because I've lost all of the tracking now. Because now, like, Superman is... His parents are dead, but now they're alive. And then Ma and Pa Kent were actually like activists. I'm telling you, I read this shit and I'm like, what the fuck happened? Why are you doing this? There's 9 Spider-Men. What, do you want to join like Major League Baseball? Why the fuck do you need 9 Spider-Men?
Oh my God, 9 Spider-Men on a baseball?
They would dominate, would they not? They would absolutely dominate.
Catch every ball.
They would smash it with superpowers. I mean, granted, you got to get fucking wood on the ball, but you got to figure at some point, even if you don't have the baseball skills, all of your other fast twitch muscles and your athleticism and your fucking web nonsense, you would totally smash home runs and just run the bases like psychopaths. It would just be a conga line like Bugs Bunny in that fucking cartoon. It'd be amazing. Dude, 9 Spider-Men would trounce anybody in Major League Baseball. I don't give a fuck if you're the fucking 1926 Yankees, 21 Yankees, what the fuck? 29? What was the year the Yankees were the best? I mean, they won 1927 Yankees. That's what it is. Or is that Babe Ruth's number 3 and carried the 4?
I don't know.
It's the 27 Yankees. Yeah, that was the Murderer's Row. That was the real bad one. That was when like Babe Ruth had 75 home runs and Lou Gehrig killed the guy and nobody cared. I mean, it's like one of those fucking teams where they could do whatever the fuck they wanted. And then they just rode on trains and they fucked hookers and smoked cigars and ate giant beef sandwiches and laughed. Because that's what they did back then, because they didn't train. They didn't take any fucking drugs. They took drugs, but they didn't take any like steroids because they didn't know what needles were. So they just fucking went, yeah, man, what's this, cocaine? And they just did a blizzard of it before they got on the field. And then people get mad now. They're like, oh, I can't believe these guys are on steroids. You trying to tell me that Babe Ruth eating 75 hot dogs and drinking a case of beer before he went on the field was any more addled? These guys on fucking Decadurabolin? I think not.
What is Decadurabolin?
It's a steroid.
Wow.
I almost went on it when I was a kid. I wanted to. Because we had guys at rival high schools who were on it, like Tom Kiska and Ernie Brock.
Why were they on steroids?
Because they were playing football. They were trying to be football stars. And then they wanted to go to college and be big-time guys. So they wound up taking the spike. Why is that a problem for you? Girls get breast implants. Why can't guys get fucking steroids to improve in football?
Okay.
Hey, quit making this a sexist issue. What is your problem, goddammit?
Comparing steroids to breast implants so that you can...
They both enhance your performance.
Oh, no, they don't. Breasts do not make you better at what you're doing.
They might. No, your breast might enhance my performance. Actually, I'll be honest with you. Breast implants may enhance my performance.
Okay.
So yeah, so when I was a kid, I was like, oh man, maybe I'll do steroids. Maybe that'll be a thing.
Were they getting them from their doctor, or were they buying them?
I think the whole family was in it. I think the Brocks and the Kiskas, I think everybody was involved in a fucking, a big discussion, and they went, let's all get roided out, and they did.
And they just went and bought steroids on
Probably
the
got
street?
scripts from a doctor. I don't, not on the street. There's nobody selling steroids on the street.
You said I almost went on them, and I was like, were you prescribed them because you had some sort of issue?
Hey man, Decadurabolin, who wants a taste? Who wants to run for 100 yards this weekend? Nobody.
I like the trench coat opening.
Yeah,
so
guys, got
we
to
can see.
listen. It's important that I do. I got to get in character.
I should take a picture of the trench coat.
Oh, sure you should. So I'm about to be poisoned, as we know. We've talked about.
And you hate everything.
I do. I fucking can't stand this. I'm sorry. I've been coming here like a good soldier every week, and I will continue to come here like a good soldier every week. But holy fuck!
If you will after this week.
Oh well, I should have thought that there would be a second person involved in this decision.
I don't know. Next week you can just stand.
Well, I'm trying to come to grips. Well, I don't think I'm in my head. I've been brainstorming like, could we do this in the car? Like, could I do this in the car if I drove over here and we sat in the car, or if I could sit on the couch and do it, we could go over there, instead of having to be under this mother fucking make a confession in the back room of a police station's light.
15-watt light bulb.
It's 3 p.m. You don't need light bulbs on. There's natural light coming through all the windows.
So I'm going to say this to you again. My eyes are different than yours, and I live here. The lights get to be on.
All you have to do is look at me. With you, I don't understand. Your eyes should fixate, and with my natural glow, you should be able to see everything just fine. Turn off this track lighting. I am not under. Why am I being investigated? Why am I so upset with the Chicago Police Department?
To your show, I leave with a headache from the darkness.
You come to my house, you mean?
Yeah.
My apartment? Oh. Well, yeah, man, you got to fix your head.
You have a fan that has 4 lights in it for light bulbs over your desk, and none of them are on.
Because we record in the daytime.
Not a light on in your place. No, we record in a cave at your place because you live in a cave and you don't want to leave it, and you hate the world and you hate everything. Guess what? Shine some light on that shit and be happy.
How about if I just open the blinds on that shit? Because I don't want any fucking light on because it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's also overcast.
Even when I was a kid, I hated this kind of thing. Like if anybody would turn on a kitchen light at like 2 p.m, it's like, what are you doing, man? The fucking windows are open. Why? What? Nobody needs artificial lighting if you don't need to use it.
Stop eating carrots because you have super sight or something.
I actually have bad sight. We know that. We went to get glasses together. Hand in hand, we skipped in.
You're different than light than I am, man. I need light to see. I can't.
Yeah, but we don't need to see right now. We're just talking. We're just got to get into it. Let's get into it,
You're
man.
wrong.
Just make
You're
this.
wrong.
Let's just fucking close it up like an opium den, man. Let's just go in the dark. Let's just dark
I
cast.
can't do that.
Let's do a dark podcast.
You do a dark podcast.
Oh man, let's go ahead and dim it up. So I got bad voice. I got poison water. I got a fucking terrible environment. So again, please, somebody kick me in the head and kick her in the head. Restart our hippocampuses.
I don't need to be kicked in the head.
You just said you've been trying to get your head straight, and now you can't. And now I'm trying to help you out by getting somebody to come here and violently shake you.
I think I have a brain tumor. That's what we're investigating next. I don't know what your issue is.
You know what would exacerbate that brain tumor? Unnatural light.
Yeah, I got your unnatural light right here. Oh.
All right.
Your mom called. Is she okay?
My mom did call. Speaking of brain tumors. It's always bad when your mom calls. You know what I mean? Because at this age, you should be calling her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That should be the deal. So you're either getting a call because you have not called in a while, or she's got something to tell you.
Yes.
So it just so happened that she called me last week. It was when I was leaving 2020. I don't know if I talked about it here on the show. I got in my car and she had called me at like 9:30 California time, which is 12:30 where she is. And that's, I mean, my mom's a night owl, so she's up all night anyway. But it's never good when she's calling you at night.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I called her and we had a family thing. Something had happened, unfortunately. And someone had passed away and she was filling me in on what had happened and all these things. And that was unfortunate. And it's terrible. And I'm bad at that because I don't know. You know, I tried to call someone who they were involved in. I got their voicemail and I left a long voicemail. And I didn't want to be a pest and keep calling because they were getting called by everybody to tell them that they were sorry. So then I wound up calling again on the weekend and then they weren't available to talk. And so now do I look like I haven't well-wished enough because I called and left one very long voicemail and I haven't spoken to them personally just yet. It's not good. You know what I mean? And I'm old now, man. I mean, I still don't even know what the fucking rule on that is. You know, where am I supposed to insist on speaking to them? But I mean, maybe they're tired, man. Maybe they're just like, you know what, dude, I've dealt with this and I've dealt with a lot of it. And, or they're just going to realize, you know what, you're a nice person and you're sending your condolences and your wishes and things like that. I don't know. I tried. But the point was I was supposed to try over and over and over. Wow. What's the fucking, what? Wow. I don't think that's wrong. I don't know if someone's had a tragedy and I reach out to them and I don't get them. And I leave a message. Am I to continue trying to get out and reach to them until I get them? Or are they being so deluged with people reaching out that they just go, you know what? I got your message, man. That's totally cool.
Do you know
Thanks.
what the answer to that question is?
Tell me.
Yes. They're one or the other and there's no way of knowing which.
Right.
Give them some time and try again.
Well, that's what I did, but you still get in your own fucking head about it. At least I do.
Why? Just call them again in another week or so.
Because I just yelled for 20 minutes about a chair. What do you mean, why? What do you mean, why wouldn't, when now I'm talking about a death in the family. I'm not talking about your fucking hobby horse kindergarten fucking furniture.
I love this.
Believe me, that's something to actually be concerned about. Now you're like, why are you concerned about that? Yeah.
You screamed about a chair.
Well, because it's fucking awful. Because I'm talking to the world and I have to be in the right state of chair.
You're never in the right state of chair.
Fuck.
I've known you a long time. You are never in the right state of chair.
You have known me a long time. We've known each other a really long time.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
It is.
It's kind of bananas.
Yeah. I've been with you longer than my ex-husband.
Isn't that funny?
I'm glad I got you in the divorce. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I was up for grabs for a while. I didn't appreciate having to testify. I got to be honest. And I told the truth. I cut it right down the middle. I bifurcated your entire relationship, and that was part of the reason you were bi, so you had to get fricated.
One of my favorite things was when David and I were talking about splitting up, and we were trying to figure out how to tell you.
Yeah, I remember
and you
that.
reacted exactly the way I thought you would. Oh man!
Well,
Mom and
because
Dad are breaking up.
it sucked. I didn't like it.
You were deeply concerned over who was going to get custody.
Well,
I told you I'm not going to go anywhere. I don't know what he's going to do, but
Right.
You'll always be my friend.
Well, good. Which is why I feel comfortable coming in here and trashing your fucking house.
Telling about my chair. I don't think you'd do that at his place, would you?
I wouldn't be invited to his place.
Well.
No, I'm teasing. Whatever. I don't want to get into that.
I don't know. I don't care if you're still friends.
Of course, we're still friends. He's a
That's
lovely
what you
person.
think.
What the?
Kidding. I'm a jerk.
No, I still have he and I are still very good friends. So anyway, and now that just got weird. See, this is why you want me here.
Weird.
No, fuck. That's why you want me here, and you make me sit in this goddamn chair. You're like, oh yeah, that's right. You still talking to David? Then you can sit in that fucking uncomfortable chair, you motherfucker. That's how it
I
goes.
hope he's doing well. I don't give a shit.
He's actually outside in the car. Come on in, Dave. What if I brought him in for a big reunion show?
That would be funny as hell.
I might have to. Okay, well, all right. When you least expect it, expect it. He and I are gonna mosey into the teas one night.
Say he's not the one that he's probably gonna go. Yeah, let's not do that.
Maybe he thinks, you know what? We've made Mike suffer enough. And the two of us need to get back together. We need to just go ahead and figure this out. And then you guys reach out. You have an olive branch. You have you go to a Granville Cafe probably for a meal. You might go there. And then you have a long discussion. You realize, you know what? For the good of the Mike, we need to get back together and make this work. So, all right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because then I don't have to worry about where to fucking park when I go to your guys' goddamn house.
Yeah.
I had a key to your house. Mm-hmm. I think I still do, actually.
So you have a key to his house. He got it.
Wait a minute. Let's go there now. What if we did that? I let us in. Hey! We walked into the house. All right.
The code is probably the same, but I don't remember.
On my key ring, I know for sure I have 2 house keys that are not my house keys. I have 2 other house keys.
You may have one to this one. I may have given you one to
Holy
here.
God, I may have 3. I have mystery keys. Everybody does. But I've got like 3 or 4 keys that I don't even know where the fuck they go.
No, I throw keys away once I don't know what they're for.
No.
Yeah.
No, because eventually I will come upon a lock that needs to be opened, and then I will be like, I had that key. And even if it wasn't the key that matched, I'll know that I have thrown away a key that gave me the hope or the possibility. I keep it for that 10 seconds of hope. If I come upon a lock and I go, oh, you know what? I have a key that might fit that. That's 10 seconds of hope. And then if it doesn't fit, well, you go, all right, well, I kind of knew it wasn't going to fit, but at least I had 10 seconds of hope. There was a light at the end of that tunnel, and it wasn't the front of an oncoming train.
Always the front of an oncoming train.
Nah.
There is no God.
Well, you know all about the oncoming trains. I had to broadcast from your fucking house when they were going on. All right, so you and a clown, I get there, you're in a bondage suit. I'm like, all right, could we let the gimp have her mask off so we could record a goddamn show, please? I had to ask permission.
I have a weird memory of that place. That place was not like that.
Well, all right. I ruined 2 pairs of shoes stepping in things in that house.
God.
I did. All right, so
I like your new ones though.
these are my running shoes because like I said, I skipped cardio, so I wore them today. Oh, don't even. You're gonna take a photo. You're the most ridiculous person who ever lived.
You put your foot down.
No, I'm gonna pose.
You don't pose a shoe.
Yeah, you do. That's what you do. You put a shoe on a shoe pedestal. Well, they got to see like the sides so they can see who made it.
Put your foot like a foot.
Oh, this could not be less interesting for people. Last week, people and people put up a poll. This is funny. People put up a poll on the Joker's page. We've seen it on the Westside 86 on our fan club page, and people were like, "Hey, would you want to hear Mike do a separate political podcast every week?" And there was votes.
Why would?
And why would what?
How did I miss that?
I don't know, because you don't go there because you're too busy fighting with people in the dark.
No, I don't. I fight in the lights.
Ah, you got the lights on. All right.
Okay. Do you prefer it with a flash or without?
Without. I should actually stand up and do a fucking calf flex for you since I get my
No,
monstrous
with
calves in
your
there.
calf.
Ah, you're wrong.
I like it with the flash, but okay.
I don't give a fuck. You took the picture. Go ahead. It doesn't matter. You think people are going to be like, you know what? Post them both and ask them with all the stupid polls and questions we've had. Hey, which do you guys prefer? Don't do that. What was I talking about? What were we saying?
Your mom called.
No, we were just talking about something else.
Somebody put a poll up.
Oh, the poll. Yeah. And they were like, would you want to listen to Mike do a political podcast every week? And I'll tell you, when I saw that it went up, I swear to God, in my head, I knew, first of all, how it was going to go. Second, if I was waiting for 30 fucking joke answers. But the thing that made me laugh is like the people who all voted yes are all people who would probably agree with me on the political spectrum. And the people who all voted fuck no were all people who would completely disagree with me on the fucking political spectrum. And I was like, well, of course, that makes sense. But it made me think to myself, like, did those people think that we were going to replace this rampaging nonsense with a fucking political show, like with an actual, and because I can't even imagine what that would be like, because I actually considered it when I thought about it and I read it. I'm like, well, I mean, what if I did a political podcast? Would that be interesting or funny to anybody? And then I'm like, no, it wouldn't, not at all, except for these people who voted yes in this poll. But I mean, I don't know. Because I'm overwhelmed more with apathy than anger when it comes to our current political situation. So I don't know if there would be anything to doing a show about it. But whatever, that's me. How many pictures of my shoe are you going to fucking take?
I'm going to take it till I get the one I like. Bring your foot forward.
Like that? Should I pull on the sock and show a little ankle?
No.
Get everybody involved? All right, so my mom called, and she's like, hey, so the phone rang, and I even said to Lily, I'm like, all right, man, I don't even know what's going on here. I don't know what we're going to do. And I called my mom, and it turns out, guess what, everybody? And I guess you could probably tell by my joviality as I relate this to you, my mom is 100% cancer-free.
Yeah!
In her lungs, in her face, in her brain, all over the joint, man. She went in for a test a while ago, and that's fine. You're actually, I'm getting right of first approval over my shoe photos that I didn't even want taken.
The fact that I took 3, I had to take the right one.
Well, take as many as you'd like,
you.
certainly. You know what would be funnier is if I let me put them up on your shoulders, my feet up on your shoulders, and then you take a selfie. Yeah, and then you take a selfie with them around your around your shoulders.
No,
that's fucking awesome. That'd be hilarious. Oh man, you have no taste for it. You don't know how to market. You're no marketer. Hashtag shoe shoulder. Why can't we fucking do that?
No.
Hashtag shoe shoulder. So anyway, these are my running shoes that I wore today because I'm going to force myself to run after this show. Although I may just fucking run just to get the kinks out of my goddamn back from sitting in this motherfucking chair. Fuck. 10 years later, I'm still bitching about chairs and fucking furniture because we can't, because again, by now I thought I'd be in like a cushy podcasting emporium. I thought there'd be some kind of fucking special studio that was built just for me by the fucking, either the listeners or corporate America. I'm sure they want me involved. They want to go ahead and build a fucking palace to my nonsense and just have me sit in there in this air-conditioned, climate-controlled joint. And I've done shows, like I did shows on the Sideshow Network, and I've done shows at Earwolf. And, I go down to their fucking fancy chrome office buildings. And I keep waiting for Superman to throw General Zod through about 4 floors of it and all of us to die, which would be great. Because that's a podcast. That's what you want. You want to be doing a podcast when General Zod comes flying through your office and everybody dies. That's fucking interesting. That's something to talk about. Then you're not punching a table. Or unless maybe you are. Oh, fucking Zod. Why have you ruined everything? So my mom's fine. I know people were wondering. And even if you weren't wondering, there you go. There's some knowledge for you. Take that. Because I'm happy about it. It makes me happy. And then she's like, because my mom was hesitating to make any plans for the summer. Because I had asked her, I'm like, well, what are you guys doing? And she's like, well, we were talking about maybe going to Illinois and maybe going to see your brother here and going here to this place. And she goes, but I need to find out my test results or else I got to be staying, because you just have to stay close to get put in the fucking cancer dome or whatever they do to you when you got fucking tests to do. You know what I mean? They throw you in and they buzz your head and they put the fucking crane on you and all that other bullshit. But luckily, she was able to fight through it. And now she said to me, hey, so I don't know if you got shows where you're going to be, but tell us, and then maybe we can come out to your shows. And if you're going to be here or we're going to be there, you can meet us here. And that made me laugh, just thinking of my mom and my stepdad in a fucking truck rolling out to my show first, and to see that. She'd have cancer by the end of the show. It would come back. In all actuality, she should have just been seeing me live when she had cancer, because there's no way cancer sticks around for this. Cancer would have just bailed. In the middle of the show, you would have seen it leap out of her ear to its death. But yeah, so that's it. My mom's like, hey man, we're going to be driving all summer, so wherever you're going to be, let us know. And I'm like, well, I didn't have any real plans, but now I guess I got to make some.
On June 1st.
Yeah. I'll be in LA from April 26th to forever. So I mean, if you're interested in that. But no, as we've talked about on the air, I've talked about possibly doing shows and getting out on the road and doing some things, which would be really fun and great.
Have you talked to some more venues yet?
Well, it's funny. I emailed one venue and they never answered me. It was shocking because that usually doesn't happen. Usually they answer me immediately, right? And then that person who runs that venue contacted you and went, oh my God, I owe Schmitty an email and guess what? Never heard from them. So hopefully by now that venue's burned to the ground. That's what I can root for. Because in my head I even go, well, you know what? Go ahead and reach out again. No, why? I did already once, and I was rebuffed. I was rebuffed.
People get busy.
Listen to me.
Before about getting booked in venues in the Midwest,
fucking,
and talking about how they do it. Guess what? Your job is to make their job easier.
Listen to me. If you even give, I don't want to hear that fucking people get busy bullshit as a non-starter. Because you told me that person talked to you like 2 months after I wrote them and said, "Oh yeah, he wrote me. I need to get back to him." They knew, and believe me, and trust me. I've got a vague idea of what they're doing a lot of the time because of social media. You could have returned an email by now rather than, I don't know. I can't say because people will know who it is, but I don't want to be that guy. But look, yes, I could write that person and go, hey, what if I came here and paid you money? But if you want my fucking money, write me back. Yes, I know it's stupid. I know it's a foolish thing and it's ridiculous to feel that way. But part of me is just like, man, all you do is mule about needing fucking money and just and then I offer you money. I offered it on a platter. I offered you a pile of Kuwaiti cash. And what did you do? You're like, nah, can't do it.
That's not what they do.
Can't answer your email.
Take everything as a rejection.
Yes.
Things are not rejections.
So then you making me sit in this.
A rejection is a rejection.
You making me sit in this chair is not a rejection? Is that what you're trying to say?
Me having you sit in that chair has absolutely nothing to do with anything. I'm not punishing you. That's the chair that's available. Guess what? If you don't like that chair, bring your own chair. I don't care.
It's a punishment chair.
No, it's not. That's not how life works.
The rickety chair. Blast. So, yeah, I know there's places I want to go. But I need money to do that, and so I should probably go and work to get money.
Yeah, that would be good.
It'd be a cool thing, rather than pay bills and stay alive, as I'm literally scrimping and going, well, I don't think I should get that because I probably couldn't do this, and it's my own fault. Whatever. I'm, you know me, I'd like sitting around and staring. That's what I've been doing. I love silence. I love quiet. God damn, I love quiet. I heard an old show. Someone wrote one of the shows that Geo put up, and someone made a comment on it, and so I go, I don't even remember which one that is. So I went and I listened to part of it. And then I listened to that in that show, and I listened to me going, oh my God, I love quiet. I love just sitting in my house and staring and watching the world go by. And I'm just like, man, nothing's changed in fucking 4 years. That's 4 years ago that show was. And I was talking about how much I loved sitting around doing nothing and just hoping that anything would change. And I'm still the same fucking dude. It's crazy. And it's funny. I don't know if people are still on board because I'm still that dude, or they're waiting for this dude to change into another dude, or if by this time they're pod committed and they're just waiting till I die. I mean, I have no fucking clue. I have no idea.
I can't stop.
I must listen. I can't. I'm already in. Fuck. Just
So literally, you're the Oz of podcasting.
yeah. They're just waiting for the flop. That's all that they're all doing. Even though it's literally been 9 years of flop. That's what this entire show has been. You guys are in here. You're pod committed, and you're just waiting for the fucking flop. I got news for you. It's been 9 years of flop, and you've sat through it. So all right, look, I should tell you this. There's another reason why I was soured on today. Because I when I texted Lily, I'm like, look, I may go to Tamale House and get some food. Cause I was hungry. I got up and I should have eaten at my house, but I didn't. But I've been eating clean. I've been doing great. Eating a lot of oatmeal, eating a lot of, almond butter, fucking almond butter. Dude, that shit, that stuff. I mean, it might be on the stock exchange under the symbol for gold, because it is fucking $7 for a little baby food sized jar of almond butter. What the fuck, man? But then you open it and you taste it and you go, no, I got it. I get it. Yeah. I mean, it's perfect. It's so much better than peanut butter. I mean, and I love peanut butter. You know me, I'm a peanut butter guy. I'm a Jif smooth and creamy dude, but fucking almond butter, seriously. But then you get that almond butter and you stir it up and you're just like, oh man, it's, literally, it's the best thing I've had in my mouth since pussy, because it's been a while. But goddamn, it's good, and you fucking stir it up. And then I bought. All right, because here's the deal. I can't eat candy anymore. I can't. I just can't. I will die if I continue to do this. It's just foolish. And I want to rededicate myself to getting back into the shape that I was in before, and blah blah blah. And you've all heard this. Go listen to year 3 and 7 and 8.
And 1 and 2 and 4.
Of course. Well, but then I did good. I actually found that, but then, I was doing that, not for me so much. And because again, as we all have learned, and I've learned in my therapy, fuck me. Who cares, right? That's kind of the mantra I always have with Shannon. All right. So, and she's thrilled with that and hearing me say it every fucking week. And she crosses her arms and I go, hey, what's your body language there? You tired? You must be tired of listening to me. And she's like, what do you, my arms are crossed. It was just such a bullshit thing to do. It was so mean. And I go, I'm teasing. I'm sorry. It was wrong to do that. Because it's me. You're just projecting your own fucking bullshit and insecurities on somebody else. And I never do that. It was weird for me to do something like that. It's very strange. I don't know why that happened. So I to substitute for candy, I'm eating a lot more fruit and things like that, but also peanut butter and jelly. Because I love peanut butter and jelly. And it's underrated, and it also has a ton of protein. And you buy, but you got to buy the right stuff. So I bought like organic raspberry fruit spread. I bought organic blueberry lemon fruit spread. I bought these things, and they only have like 10 calories per teaspoon and stuff like that. Why are you shaking your head at me? You don't approve?
It's fine. My eye hurts.
Oh, I see. You were shaking your head though. I understand your eye hurts, but you were actually giving me the no, like back and forth, and you're doing it again. Oh my Christ!
It just hurts right now, all of a sudden. It's okay. Stop it. That's not funny. Record your podcast or I will punch you. It's not funny. You're a jerk trying to pretend like I have a tumor. Quit fake talking.
I was pretending to move my mouth like she was. She couldn't hear me. Like she was also, because she's blind in one eye, I want her to be deaf in both ears. Like her brain was going bananas. Are you deaf in one ear?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on with you, man? We got to put your head in a jar like in fucking Futurama.
My head is the bad part.
Well, until we can find like a new head for you.
Yeah,
There you go.
save my head till we get a new head. No.
Could they put part of your brain in with another brain so you could have like a brain of somebody and brain of you? Could they just take your essence out and put it in some like fucking hot robot?
I don't think so.
What if they did that though?
I don't.
Would you be mad? Would you, like, if they came to you and they go, look, we can totally spare your health. We can fix you. We can make you feel better. We can make it so your knees, everything works. But what we need to do is we need to take your essence, like who you are. We need to take all of your Lily out of you. And we're going to put it into the body of this 21-year-old hot chick. But you'll feel perfectly healthy. You'll still be you. You'll be everything you'll know about you. But you'll be perfectly healthy and functioning.
Nah.
You don't?
No.
You don't trade it in?
No.
It's just a shell, man.
Yeah, you know what though? This is my meat popsicle, and I'm taking it with me till the day I die.
Yeah, but it's rotting. So you can get a fresh meat
We all
popsicle.
die.
No, I don't like this outlook. What if you could regenerate, man?
I don't.
They
want
could just
to.
throw you into a fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers cheerleader and go, yeah, it's
Yeah,
you.
No, thank you.
Well, you don't have to keep the job. You could quit once it's over, but you could still be like the burlesque queen of Chicago. Like you could be Lily Froman.
I don't want to. No, I want to die eventually. I don't want to be here.
Oh
forever.
no. Oh,
Who
I'm
wants
calling
to
a
be here
doctor.
forever? Who wants to outlive the things you enjoy? You already said to me today that you feel like an old man and this world is no longer for you. If you got a 25-year-old hot body, would it make it any better? No,
Yeah,
it's
fuck
not.
yeah. I'd reboot and totally be a bro asshole. I'd be a fucking
Be a
monster.
bro soul.
Yeah, I'd be fucking an ass
A
bro.
bro hole.
I'd be an ass bro. Bro hole or ass bro?
I like bro hole.
I'd be a bro hole. Yeah, man, fuck that. I would totally do that if I could just get put into some fucking other body.
What if it was a chick's body?
Oh, are you kidding me? Yes, in an instant. Then I really never leave my apartment. Holy fuck! Wait a minute, that was a whole new fucking level of problems. Jesus Christ!
I don't think you can eat your own pussy. I don't think it's gonna work.
God damn, I'd spend years trying.
It's been years to try.
That's always the holy grail of porn for me. I got to be honest. When I was always looking, that was one thing that I always was looking for, and I could never find.
Is it contortions that eats yourself out?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like literally, I would search and search and search because I've seen guys suck their own cock. You're just like, all right, that's fine. But then you're looking around and you're just like, it just happens. That's
Okay,
a thing.
Just so you know, that is not porn I would look for.
Well, no, it just kind of came up out of the blue. It's not like I was like,
Really?
yeah, because
His dick fell in his mouth, or getting the porn it came up in.
well, porn now is not like you watch a movie all the way through. You literally there's like 1,000
There's
screens.
where you and I are different.
See, why you watch a whole porn movie
I
all
will
the way through?
always watch a whole porn.
Oh, that's
I don't
grim.
Want to, I don't
No.
want to sit and watch a compartmentalized piece.
Nope,
of
I'll watch. I watch 4 minutes at a time, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm happy. Yeah,
Nope.
that's
Eddie
fine.
and I told him that too. I'm like, if you want to watch YouTube or YouPorn or whatever it is on your own, that's fine. But if we're gonna watch porn together, I want a movie. I
Well,
want
that's
a
okay,
story
fine. If you're going to be
from
with
finish.
somebody, then that makes sense. Okay, I get that.
masturbate to full movies. I don't just like turn on the key. No, I don't know. I want a full experience every time.
See, I'll watch like an hour and a half of clips. Like, I'll just keep flipping around and going, all right, well, what's this? What's going on here? Hey, how are these two? What are these up to?
You go to the Vine of porn where it's just 15 seconds of.
Basically,
Oh God.
yeah, you hop around, you put a little keyword in there, and you're like, all right, well, what's in
What's your
there?
go-to keyword for when you want to be quick and done and out of the way? I can't wait to
Probably not going to get into this. I'm not going to go ahead and talk about this.
Come on, we'll be
Not going to
the
get
end of
this
the show.
deep.
What is it? Come on. You're like, I can't.
Things have changed. I will be really honest with you. Like, because in the old days, I used to, I was a fan of,
Like girl on girl shit or something.
well, I mean, everybody likes that, but I mean,
Not everyone likes that.
no, they do. Everybody does. And if they don't, they should. Seriously, it's like fucking Jello. I mean, honestly, lesbian sex is the Jello of porn. There's always room for it, and everybody loves it. I mean, absolutely. And if you mix it with whipped cream and apples, you got a fucking great Thanksgiving treat. So that's exactly how I feel about it. Take that to the bank and run with it. Things have changed. I don't know. I like all sorts of
Hot
different
chicks
stuff.
with glasses, is that it?
I enjoyed glasses. I like asses, and I mean, I like
Glasses and asses porn, is that your thing?
I like glasses and asses. I always have. I often thought if I was going to start a boutique porn thing, like Brazzers has their, like the Meat Man or fucking Black Cock or whatever the fuck, glasses and asses would be a good way to go. I'm not gonna. I can't get too specific on this. Probably not.
Littleblondesquirters.com.
Part 4.
Part 4. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best one of all of those. I don't like porn that's too showy or too actory. Where the girl is like losing her mind in a way where you're like, well, she's not really losing her mind in that, But I do like a vocal porn, and I find myself, you know what I like? I like real porn where the woman is absolutely getting off. I'm into that. That's a thing that I like. So you'll search like real orgasm or woman real orgasm or something like that. And that's it's better amateur wise because then it's I don't look, if you just want to run off a bat, you can find anything with porn in it. But there's also I don't mind seeing like a couple in the woods or doing a bunch of that kind of shit. Real people.
A couple in the woods.
Yeah.
I met him on A Couple in the Woods. It's a new matchmaking site.
Yeah. Or just some chick getting spit roasted and her fucking and
Spit
excited.
roasted?
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. I don't mind. Or Chinese finger cuffs if you want to be more polite. I don't know how you want to look at it. Whatever you want to call it. I don't mind that. And also Two Girls on a Cock is always fun to watch. Look, I like a lot of different stuff.
Two Girls on a Cock.
Yeah, and I like a little jibber jabber. I like some talking. I like a lot of talking. And I like
Yeah. No, I don't think I should say. Now it's like.
Well, because you're asking. Well, because I'm avoiding specific things. And half the time I jerk off to myself. I'm not going to lie to you. So let's be honest. I've got video clips that I use that
I think about that sometimes, and I'm like, I've picked up your phone.
Well, I'm not jerking off with the phone. What am I, a psycho?
I know that you've shot video and pictures and sent them.
Well,
places.
yeah, that's happened.
So I know at some point there was some hand action and some probably left to right hand and some camera angle moving and touching.
Well, of course, but I always store my phone in a steam bun container at the end of the night, and it cleans it off. It works out perfectly. Do
you put it in a Ziploc bag?
I do. It's in there with some Chinese bread, and in the morning I've got a nice snack and a clean phone. It works out great. I worked up an appetite all night long, and then I get up in the morning, I have a Chinese snack, and I see how my movies turned out. But I will tell you, I've actually I don't even. Nobody cares.
Cut porn out of your life?
No, fuck no. No, but I'll watch my porn. I'll watch me, and it's like, and I'll open up 3 screens of it and have it across my laptop, and it's yeah.
Is
All right,
this
so
solo shooting? Or?
No. There might be someone else who was involved.
That's sad.
Why is that sad? No, you look because you know what you do is you put up you in your porn, and then you put it up with like regular professional amateur, and then they're both going on at the same time. So you're kind of like, it's like you can look over and you go, oh yeah, that's if you went to a fancy restaurant, and if you wanted to go to a mom and pop shop, you're like, all right, I got it squared away. I can either go. Look. Sometimes you want to go to a 5-star restaurant, and sometimes you just want to hit the drive-through, man. And they're both got them both going.
If I ever opened a porn production company, it would be Mom and Pop Shop. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and look, there. I'm sure I could probably talk to Shannon on Monday, and some of you think that I should about the narcissism of jerking off to yourself. I would imagine. But it's not so much me because it's not. There's not a lot of my face involved, so it's like I'm okay with it. And also I can put myself back into that moment and go, yeah, that was the fucking greatest. So anyway,
you shouldn't do that though. You shouldn't jack off to past relationships.
Yeah,
that's not healthy. You should talk to Shannon about that. That's not healthy.
I don't know. See, but no, because I like my old movies. Like I like Animal House still and Blues Brothers. They were movies from a different time.
Completely different. You're never going to have a new relationship if you're constantly whacking off to your old one.
Well, once you get the new one, you have to get rid of everything from the old one anyway.
Get rid of all of the old stuff anyway, because you should cleanse your palate of that.
But again, you got to open up 4 screens all the way across there. You got to do that, and you got to balance it. Like I said, you got to go balance it with the old and the professional stuff.
If you don't end the one before.
All right, so. Right, how do we even get into me talking about that?
I don't know. Let's go back to.
That's right, because my mom called. All right, so she had a question, and she wanted to ask me. No, So I came here today, and like I said, I got up this morning and I was ready to go, and I was going to go running, and then I didn't. Then I fucking dicked around at my house, and then I told her I was going to go to Tamale House and grab some food. Did she want any food? And she wanted me to pick her up. She said she just wants chips and salsa. So I said, all right. And you go to this joint. I talked about it before.
They keep forgetting.
They don't have salsa. Yeah, you got to transport it in a fucking bucket. It's weird. But I don't care. I'll just go get you a jar from a fucking store. And it's funny because I was going to write you then and go, because I'm by a supermarket at my house. So if you wanted like Tostitos, I could get you an actual bag of chips.
No. I like their chips.
Right. So I'm glad because I didn't bother to write you. So then I pulled in to your neighborhood, and and look, this neighborhood, we've talked about it. It's a shambles. It's
I'm
a
on
fucking
the cusp of greatness and terribleness.
yeah. It is. Well, you live right at the corner of Jets and Sharks. Let's be honest with ourselves.
No, that's one block away.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
my fault. So I get off the freeway and I go, well, and in my head I debated. I shouldn't be eating tamales, like in my opinion, because of the way like I said, I'm trying to eat clean and stuff, and I don't control that, how it's being cooked. But I went, well, fuck it. I mean, it's a tamale and some eggs and rice and beans, and just don't go like a psycho. But then I decided, I'm like, oh, it's this weird fight I have with myself where I go, you've done good. Once you get momentum, you don't want to go and deviate from the norm. But I said, I can skip it and I can eat later. And then I remembered I was getting you chips and salsa, and I'm like, well, I got to go there anyway. So it's like, why not, when I go there, just get a fucking lunch. So I pulled up, and you have to turn right into the parking lot. And it's as I've mentioned before, there's the fucking market with the bad porn, and that's where I go buy the salsa. And then there's a donut shop. Yeah, there's a donut shop, and then there's the tamale house, and there's like an auto repair shop. So they always take up all the parking with their fucking beat up, Chevelles that they're all working on. They've got some fucking pickup truck from 1963 they've been all standing around in circles, waiting for a bolt that's never going to come. So I go to pull up, and there were children approaching, so I had to wait for them to cross. And this kid, he didn't even look at me. Like, I could have turned and run over this whole pack of children, but they didn't, because they weren't even looking up. And here's the best part: they're approaching. Okay, so they're looking down, and into their hands. So I go, well, they're all looking at their fucking phones. Look at these little assholes. You know what I mean? I could mow them the fuck down and not even think twice. There's a ton of kids. I don't know where they're coming from, but they're just all walking. They're probably middle school age. That's my guess. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And they're all looking at their hands. And there's this thing where I at one time I was like, come on, kids, look up. You can't be such dicks, because you're going to wind up getting run over and it's going to be shitty. But then another time I'm like, God, I envy these kids. They're fucking 12 and their whole life's ahead of them. They could make all the choices I didn't make and make things work out great for them. And then there's part of me that's kind of like, man, it's fun to be 12. You know what I mean? You don't really have a care in the world. You just got to accept your science homework, which you don't want to fucking do. Then you can go home and just be happy. So you find yourself wistfully thinking about being a youth when you see a youth, even if that youth being a dickbag by not looking up and preventing you from turning right. So I waited. And as they approached, they didn't even look up at me. But then as they got closer, they're all looking in their hands. And there's like 6 kids. And they're not even talking to one another. They're talking. It looks like their mouths are moving, but they're not looking at one another. So then I think, are they playing Pokemon? Are they looking like for you, like to catch guys and stuff? And as they get closer, I look, and I forgot what neighborhood I was in. Every single kid in his hand, he had like a package of snacks. Like peanuts, like peanuts and pork skins and sabrasitas. And that's what they're all looking at. And they're talking amongst one another. And then I'm like, because you ever play money poker? Where you each pull out $1 and you're like, hey man, 4 zeros or whatever the fuck. Are they doing that with the ingredients of their fucking snacks? Like, what are they doing? Because they're hardcore into it, staring at their snacks and just talking into the ether, into space. And it's Spanish, so I don't know what the fuck they're saying, because I don't know what the fuck, I don't know what Spanish is for dextrose and yellow dye number 5 are. I have no clue. They could have been just saying, all right, everybody look at your snacks and don't look at the white guy in the car who's pissed. You know what I mean? That could have been it. But that's my favorite part, is, again, because this is the neighborhood I'm in. This is the poverty level. They're not looking at their smartphones and playing Pokemon. Nope. They're all staring down at their corn chips and fascinated by the package. Look at this bag of fucking Fritos. Man, kid, again, I remember being a kid and buying like Charms Pops. There's something to this day when I see Charms Pops, I get giddy, like I want to buy them and just stare at them. I know that sounds ridiculous, but the vibrant red of the lollipop and the red wrapper, and the vibrant green and the green wrapper, and it just said Charms Pop, not the Blow Pops, the Charms Pops. And I remember, because as a kid, that was the holy grail, to get 25 cents worth of Jolly Ranchers, or to go get fucking Charms Pops and shit like that and just buy penny candy. So then I thought, wow, are they so happy to have snacks? They've never had snacks in their lives. Or did somebody give them free snacks? Like, look, they were intently studying their fucking snack information and then shouting into the air about it. Were they just saying, aye, aye, snacks? I mean, were they happy? I don't fucking know. All I know is I couldn't turn until they got out of my fucking way. And there's a ton of kids. So these 8 kids walk by, and I'm able to sneak in. Now I come into the lot, and there's the fucking worker dudes there, and they're all staring at their cars and looking at me like, oh, you look in the park, senor? Fuck. Tamale house, it looks like there's a little hustle and a little bustle in there. And then there's only one parking spot. But there's a giant truck and then like a weird Nissan. And the Nissan is full of old people. It was like the Willy Wonka's bed of cars. Remember at the end when all the old people are in the fucking bed of invalids, and then fucking finally Jack Albertson gets up and does a song and dance. He's just disgustingly gross. God, I hate the bed of invalids. But now this is a car of invalids, and they're all Hispanic, and one of them had like the fucking oxygen tank with the mask on their face, and they're in the back seat. I'm like, look, you know what, motherfuckers? I don't know what your culture is, but if there's some old lady who needs a goddamn oxygen tank, let her sit in the front. She has to sit in the fucking front. Although then I thought about it, maybe they got to store the oxygen in the back seat next to her, and it doesn't fit in the front seat. But just put it on the floor, like between your legs, man, and just fucking, and then put the mask on. But then if she crashes, then she goes face forward into the oxygen and it blows up.
No, she gets a to her face. You can't put a mask. You can't have someone in a mask in an airbag. That's bad.
You know who that really fucks over? Batman.
It's a different kind of mask. Bane.
Are you telling me there are no airbags in the Batmobile? Is that what you're trying to say? Are you trying to say it's not street legal, the Batmobile? Because I understand it lost a wheel and the Joker got away. See, if he goes in for like a smog check and he figures it out, then maybe it's street legal and the Joker doesn't get away. All right, so I pull in. There's the car, so I got to pull into that spot, and then there's also those general people milling about. You know how that is, that fucking strip mall. It's just terrible. And I know they're homeless, and I know I'm gonna have to talk to them, and I don't know Spanish, so I'm locked and loaded with my response. What's my response to homeless people? You know what it always is. You look them in the eye and you go, "Sorry, I can't help you today. Take care. Sorry, man, I can't help you today. Sorry about that." You just walk away. But I look them in the eye because I want them to know that they're a human being, and I also want them to know that they are being turned down for who they are. Filth. I don't want any doubts in their mind. I don't want them to think that I didn't hear them. I want to look them directly in the face and go, "I can't help you, man. What the fuck?" You want snacks though? There's like 8 kids you could roll in the alley right now and get 8 bags of fucking snacks. Sabrasitas! Takis! Weird snacks. All right, so I pull in. And I didn't want to park there. It was all squeezy. So then I pulled up to the front, and then there's like 5 spots, but they're all the fucking shortstop market. Now, I am going into shortstop market for salsa. But I'm first going in to place my tamale order. And I just know that the dickbag at the shortstop would see me park in the shortstop, and then I would walk over to Tamale House, and then he would, because I'm white, he would fucking call the tow truck immediately. And then, you know where they tow you? Right to that auto body shop, and those dudes stare at your car. "Oh, can I help you, senor?" So I could not park in shortstop. So I'm like, I don't want to take that fucking squeezy spot. So I pull into the shortstop, and then I see people leaving the donut shop. And I watch them. They get into the truck that was by the in between squeezy, and they back out. And so then I back up, and I pull over, and I pull into the truck spot, so I'm away from car of invalids. And like I said, there's people milling about, and there's homeless, and I don't care for that, quite frankly. But good for you, whatever you got to do. Although if you're gonna be homeless, go to Hollywood and look at Spider-Man, right? Like, go down on Hollywood Boulevard, because here there's nothing to look at. It's just, unless you got a bag of snacks, it's the only thing you fucking stare at. That's how bad the fucking scenery is in this neighborhood. You're staring at a bag of corn chips like it's Jesus come back to life. So you know what? Actually, maybe it was wafers. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it might have been communion wafers in a bag. Perhaps it was Jesus come back to life. Or Jesus. Or actually, it was Jesus carrying a bag of corn chips. So I pull in, I get out, and I'm waiting because there's a woman. In addition to the milling Mexicans in front of the shortstop market, and they're talking, and they got their 40s in a bag. And but then there's a woman, and she's outside of Tamale House. And she's smoking. So I figured like her party is inside and she just came out to smoke. Now she's kind of a wreck. You know, she's wearing house slippers. You know, those ones that you slip on that aren't, not, they have no backs. You know what I mean? You just slide your feet into them.
Yes, I recently wore a pair to Vallarta.
You're a wreck. You are also a wreck.
I forgot I had them on. I thought I was just wearing shoes, and I left the house in them, and I got there and I walked inside and I'm like, oh my God.
Did you have socks on with them?
No.
Okay, good for you, first of all, because that means you're not a Polish mother. And so she did not either. So she had that. And then she had orange polyester stretchy pants on.
Nice.
And then she had a rainbowish tube top on.
Yes.
And then she had a babushka on.
Get it going, girl.
And big chunky sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't know, because you don't normally see homeless women. Okay. And if you do, they're usually not solo. they're usually traveling in packs, or they're with other homeless dudes. You know what I mean? Probably just for safety. It's like when you go to jail. You're a fish. So you got to find the toughest, strongest guy. You got to blow him and he protects you the whole time you're in there. Unless you're a fighter and then you take care of yourself.
Wait, fish blow the strongest ones so they survive?
That's how it works. Don't you know anything about jail?
I thought you were talking about fish.
I actually read an article that said that there's not as much non-consensual sex in prison as people think, because it's been a cliche of prison rape. They're saying it certainly occurs, but they said, mainly non-consensual sex occurs when young guys come into the jail and they're drug addicts, and they will get sought out by like big guys or gangs who will then say, hey man, and they groom them. They get them a good job, they get them some food, or they get them some drugs, and they get them some drugs. And then about a month in, they go, hey, by the way, you owe me. And then you have to do whatever they say, basically, or they'll kill you. That sounds like a lot of my high school relationships, quite frankly.
Holy shit. Man.
I hated those guys. All right, so so this woman's alone, and and in my head I'm like, she can't be homeless because she's alone. Or her party's inside and she's smoking and she's going to join them soon for festive tamales. But I still have my response locked and loaded just in case. So I start to head into Tamale House. She walks toward me. By the way, African-American woman, I will say this. She's got her babushka tied up on top of her head. Got her chunky sunglasses on so I can't see her eyes. She's got kind of a gap-toothed grin. Kind of a Maya Angelou mouth. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So I'm, of course, waiting for her to spout off about how the caged bird still sings. I walk up, and she approaches me, and I'm like, oh, no. You know, because it was that gamble. I was like, is she tamale eater or homeless? Tamale eater or homeless? Instead of heading for the tamale door, she heads toward me, and I go, fuck, homeless. God damn it. Because I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to get to my tamales, and I want to fucking book. And so in my head, I get it locked, and I get it loaded, and I'm like, sorry, I can't help you. Sorry, I can't help you, whatever. And she comes up, and she approaches me, and I look up at her, and I go, hey, how are you? She goes, hey, baby, you want your dick sucked?
Nice!
Now, this rules out her joining her party in the tamale house. And it also puts me back on my heels a bit. Because I got my response already, which was, sorry, I can't help you today. That's not really appropriate in this section. It's not really appropriate for what she asked. So I woke up, I go, hey, how are you? She goes, hey, baby, you want your dick sucked? And it's funny the way the voice changes too, because there's nobody really around. There's guys milling around drinking stuff, and there's the bed of invalids in the car. But I'm just like, hey, how are you? And she goes, hey, baby, you want your dick sucked? Like, so I could hear it, but she didn't like yell it. She didn't fucking Ethel Merman it all over the goddamn neighborhood. So, you know, she's proud of her job, but she wants one customer at a time, probably. So look. So I looked at her and I said, because I can't say, sorry, I can't help you today. Because that's not really truthful. Because if I wanted to, I could help her. I have a cock to suck. So I could actually fulfill her request if I wanted to. So sorry, I can't help you today doesn't work in this instance. So and again, it's in an instant. I don't know. She comes to me. I go, hey, how are you? Hey, baby, you want your dick sucked? And I'm still walking toward the tamale house door, and it threw me for a second. But also at the same time, I'm like, well, you got to be honest in this moment. So I just went, of course. And I kept walking right into the tamale house. Because look, man, she's at work. She doesn't need somebody to lie to her.
Oh my Christ.
I mean, I don't necessarily want it sucked by her in a parking lot of an auto body shop. But I got news for you. If you ever see me walking and you think to yourself, hey, baby, you want your dick sucked? Of course! That is always the answer. I don't care if I'm 7 or 70. I don't care how interesting my packet of corn chips is. I am always down to get throated. Let's make this fucking happen. But I'm not ready to make it happen with her. But my favorite part is I go, of course. And I kept watching. She like literally stood there and I walked in. And I go in to order lunch. And so I look out the window and she walks up to the door and she's just standing outside the door staring at me.
Well, of course.
Because there's two people in line ahead of me. So I thought I could kind of hit and run and get my fucking tamales and get the fuck out of here. But now I got to wait. And usually when I go there, I've talked about the fact that they don't speak a lot of English. Yeah. Well, this time they've got like fucking their version of Giancarlo Esposito from fucking Breaking Bad. He's there, Gus. He's there. And he's a proud Hispanic man who speaks very good English. And he's working the register while the girls are running around doing their cooking. So he's speaking in Spanish with the first person. He speaks in English to the second person. And I'm in line, and there's people eating, and I look over, and she's just standing right by the window. Like, she hasn't moved. She's standing, she's just staring in the window at me. Just staring. So then the people now are staring at me, wondering what the fuck could have possibly I've done to attract this follower, this fan, whatever the fuck you want to call her. And then I look around the shop, and because then I think to myself, like I said, is she joining anybody in here? She's probably not. I mean, she didn't come in, or she would have. And she asked me that question. Obviously, she's not here for lunch. Well, technically, she might be here for lunch, but not really that much lunch. So I look over at like a party of four that's sitting there, and again, your neighborhood, dude. Fuck, it's two couples, and one of the couples, the dude's clearly a meth head because he has scratched his face. All the pock marks are in his face, and he's scratched the fuck up. And he's with his tweakered, tiny little skinny swizzle stick of a girlfriend. And across the table from them I wasn't sure if it was a couple or if it was just two tattoo selection books. And you could pick the design you wanted. This girl had a picture. Because she got up to get salsa. I looked at her. She had a tattoo of a cupcake on her calf. And then a tattoo of Super Mario on her other calf. She had like the Dos Equis guy, like a giant facial tattoo. I'm sure it was her dad or something, but it looked like the Dos Equis guy because I'm racist. And then it just had all of these. I mean, she was covered in ink. But the best part is her fucking boyfriend. He had teardrops, okay, and then he had a fucking Day of the Dead sugar skull over his face. Yeah. So it's like just the bottom half, not the top half. So it almost looks like the Misfits skull, but it's a Day of the Dead fucking sugar skull tattoo over his mouth and nose with the teeth and everything else. And I look at her; she's got the matching skull on her cheek, but it's smaller. It's not fitting her face. Right. It's just his face with the cheek with the fucking on her fucking face, dude. I in my head, I just like, am I here for lunch or have I stumbled into a PBS documentary on the MS-13 gang? What the fuck is happening? Jesus, what kind of fucking food serving train car did I wander into? Because, and that dude was ripped. He had fucking ink all up and down his arms. And I don't get intimidated or scared or worried ever in those situations. I never have. And I thank my mom, I guess, because we had a multicultural upbringing. My mom had friends who were all sorts of different nationalities, and we didn't fucking care. And we'd go to the city, and so I'd go to the city. I didn't care. I'd ride the L, and we'd see people and stuff. It was fine. And then I went to high school, and like I said, the fucking UN of evil. All my friends are all mixed, a mixed bag. They're certainly a mixed bag. So that shit doesn't bother me. So then it actually helped me when I would bounce. I told you that I would go as a bouncer, and I was like the white dude that the black guys would trust because it wasn't that I wasn't intimidated or scared. It's that nobody was different to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? I wasn't like, oh my God, it's a bad crowd. It's a black crowd. It's like, no, fuck no. Whatever. If somebody's a dick, I'll fucking take them out. But I don't fucking judge anybody because of that bullshit. Yeah. So I see them and I'm like, all right. And they looked at me and I smiled, you know what I mean? And they smiled back. It was fine. They're just there eating lunch between murders. Good for them. So I get to the front of the line and I talk to the Hispanic dude and I'm like, hey, I need a number 6. And we whip the shit on him with the number 6 dance. Of course we do that. I have a number 6, which is, it's scrambled eggs with peppers and onions and then a tamale and then beans and rice. And then I ordered your bag of chips. And then I said, I said, I'll be right back. And, he says, okay. And I know I've got to get your salsa. So I turn around and I take a step and I see she's standing right by the door. Standing right there. So now in my head, I'm like,
you said you were gonna buy.
well, no, I didn't say anything about that. I was truthful. Yes, I would like my dick sucked, but
You didn't, but you
there was
said,
no
"Of course."
qualifiers. Well, I said, of course, and then I went in to get some lunch. If I would have said, if I would have stuck around, then you could think you've made a sale.
I think she was thinking you were gonna get food for her, and the two of you were gonna go somewhere nice.
How disgusting is that thought? Oh my God. Hey, I'd love to get my cock sucked by you, but I think it'll feel much more special if I'm eating a pork tamale while it's happening. Holy fuck. I need a mouthful of masa while you got a mouthful of me. Get the fuck out of here.
Dinner first together. You wanted to share a
Sure I
meal.
did. Hey, what you doing, orange polyester? Let's kick your slippers off and let's have a good time. Holy fuck, no way. So I take 2 steps toward the door and I'm like, fuck, I can't go out there, man. Fuck, I can't. Fuck, I got to. So I go and I walk and I open the door and I turn to the corner and she goes, hey baby. And I go, I'm sorry, I can't help you today. Because I got that response loaded, man. And I hightail it to the shortstop market. I go into the shortstop market. There's 3 dudes who are looking. They're looking at the booze. I mean, like I said, there's guys drinking outside, and there's guys and they're buying more booze. These guys bought these things called buzz balls. They're little fucking. You know how apple juice comes in the apple juice container? It looks like an apple.
Yeah.
Okay, it's shaped like that, but it's full of like pina colada, or full of fucking Kahlua and cream. Like, and they buy them and you just chug them. They're little fucking. They're called buzz balls, so you can just drink them to get a buzz on. That's literally what it said on the label. I laughed. And then I'm looking around to get your salsa, and I look out, and she's standing outside the fucking door of the shortstop market. She followed me all the way over there. And I'm like, God damn it. So I decided that's why I knew what the buzz balls were, because I decided to shop. So I walked around, I looked at some chips, I looked at some cereal, I looked at some other stuff.
Looked at cereal.
Of course I did. They got cereal there. And I'm looking, and then they had all different hot sauces. I'm like, well, should I get this hot sauce instead of a salsa? I'm hiding is what the fuck I'm doing. I don't want Gums McGee to try to fucking flap me in the parking lot.
Gums McGee.
So I scoop up your salsa, and I go to the front. And I don't know if you've been to the shortstop market. Very angry gentleman. I talked about it last time I was here. He no care for Mike Blanco. He no care for me.
Yeah,
So
go to the 7-Eleven and they don't like me either.
yeah, the shortstop. It was very much. You can I know the feeling of that. What the fuck are you doing here? Like you can see it in his face. Yeah. Why are you in this fucking neighborhood? You know what I mean? So it didn't matter about the salsa. I walk up. I'm like, hi, all cheerful. And, I took 4 pesos out of the fucking coin exchange thing. And I grabbed the salsa and I turn around and she's right there by the door. And, so I was like, so I walk outside and she goes, hey baby. And she reaches out and she grabs my shirt sleeve. And I said, oh, just getting some salsa. I held it over my head and I fucking hightailed it over to the goddamn market. Or the taco house. I didn't even look at her. Oh, just getting some salsa. I ripped my arm out of her fucking death grip. And I fucking walk over to get our tamales. So I go in and they haven't even started my eggs. I sit down, the fucking 4 MS-13 people are getting 1 plate at a time. It's just a slow joint. Come on. They're not about service.
They're not about fast food. Everything is made.
Yes. Yes, but it had been at least 6 minutes. How are my eggs not done? What the fuck? Dougie Fresh is already on. On. I think I do that reference every week. So I sit down and I wait. And I don't have my phone. My phone's in the car because I thought it'd be in and out. And then I'm like, well, I should go get my phone. And I go to turn around and she's literally standing right there staring at me through the window. And I'm like, fuck, I can't. All right, I'll just sit here. And I sat there and I tried, I counted tattoos and tried not to stare. And finally my lunch was done. So I went and grabbed it and I scooped the bag up and I walk outside and I turned the corner and she goes, baby. I said, no, not now. Actually, I have lunch. Maybe after lunch. And I turn around and I get in my car. Maybe after lunch. So I get in the car. And again, I didn't even want to go for fucking tamales. I told you I had changed my mind, whatever.
You could have texted me.
Yes, I could have. And so I leave the tamale house. I'm like, fuck. I'm laughing to myself. And I'm like, all right. I go, is this the first thing I talk about? But then, of course, we talked about how much I hate this fucking house. So I get here. I pull into the fucking parking lot meticulously into the driveway to avoid one balloon car and leave room for the other balloon car. What the fuck? And I got to grab a ton of shit out of the car. So I get out. I got to grab my computer. I got to grab the microphone. I got to grab my fucking cooler. I got to grab our lunch. And my jar of salsa is like there. So I got to put it in the bag with the fucking tamales. And I get out of the car, I park, and I make sure, I literally go back, I make sure there's enough room at the fence. I get out, I grab my computer, I throw it over my shoulder, I grab my cooler, I throw it over my shoulder, I grab the microphone, and then I grab our lunch, I put the salsa in with my lunch, I go and I close the door, I take 3 steps, and I look down and I realize I don't have your bag of chips. They only gave me my lunch. They didn't give me the chips I bought. The only reason I went to that fucking joint was to get your chips. Plus, I bought salsa. What the fuck are you gonna do? Eat that with a goddamn straw?
I know how this ends because we've already eaten, but the options that had to have gone through your mind.
Well, because in my head I go, well, I gotta go get those chips. And then I'm like, I already told her after lunch I was gonna come back and get blown. And then I thought to myself, well, I could just go inside and Lily's going to understand. And I'm like, well, no, you're like 40 minutes late already. And you just stopped and got your own tamales and didn't get her chips? You're a fucking jagoff. And then are you going to tell her this story before you go on the air? This is a story for air. You cannot save this story. You can't fucking unload it on her before you walk and get up in front of the microphone. So I had to make a decision at that point. Do I risk disappointing Lily? Or I'd risk disappointing that hooker. Now, I think we all know Lily's a badass. I gotta go back and get those fucking chips. Plus, I paid $3.48 for salsa. What the fuck, man? So I drive back. Because it's only, 2 minutes away?
Not even, yeah.
And I'm like, all right, maybe if I just park in front of Tamale House and I hop out, I can make it. I pull up and I go to turn in. There's kids walking. That's another thing. She offered to blow me. Kids are all over the place. School's getting out. There's children staring at corn chips. So kids are crossing. I pull in and I want to park directly in front of Tamale House and just hop out because she's not there. I don't see her. She's not in the lot. But there's a car parked exactly where I want to park. And sitting in the car, I'm not even fucking joking, there's 2 people and they each have bandanas over their face. Like old time West rob a bank kerchiefs. Like fucking crazy terrorists going to break up a Nazi rally in Berkeley. Like they just have them tied around their faces from their nose down. You can't see. All you can see is their eyes and these dark fucking blue bandanas. So I pull up and because I see them, I'm looking right at them. They both turn their head to look at me with their fucking creepy visage, and I turn left, and at this point I don't see her, thankfully, and so I'm just like, I just got to go into I park where the shortstop is, and the guy wants to fucking tow me. I just want to get the fucking bag of chips and get the fuck out of here. But now I think that MS-13 and Sugar Skull are getting hit by the guys in the bandanas. Do I really want to go back into the fucking tamale house? But again, the choice is go in and risk getting involved in the middle of an MS-13 firefight. Or disappoint Lily. I think we know that I can't disappoint Lily, right?
Oh, Christ.
So I park the car, I hop out, I go walking through, and I hustle with a quick clip because I don't even know. Again, if she could come out of the fucking shortstop where the fuck she is, I go into Tamale House. Luckily, she's not there. The bandana guys are in the car, but there's nobody in bandanas in there. But Sugar Skull is still there, and I don't know what the fuck is happening. But I go to the counter, and thankfully the caballero behind the counter is just like, "Hello, sir." I go, you know what? I didn't get my bag of chips. He's like, "Oh, so sorry. Oh, I am so sorry." And I go, "No, it's okay." He goes, "No." And he reaches his hand out and I shake his hand and he puts both hands on my hand. "I am very, very sorry. I am sorry that happened." I go, "I just need my chips before this hooker fucking tackles me, dude."
Did you really say
Yes. And he looks at me like with a face and I'm just like, "Never, I'm sorry. I'm in a hurry. I'm in a hurry." And he goes, "Oh, okay, my friend." And he lets go of my hand and he goes over and he puts on a rubber glove and he scoops up some chips and he throws them in a brown paper bag. And he hands them me. They're all hot. And he's going, "Wait, let me get you. I want to get you a card." And I go, "No, I'm good. It's cool. I just need the chips." And I walk out and I take the chips and I walk through and I go out and the bandana guys are in the car. They fit me with the steely stare. And I look, there's still no hooker. Thank God. I hop into my car. I back out. I go to leave from the shortstop. And as I go to leave, all of a sudden the fucking car of Invalids, the Nissan, backs out in front of me. And so I have to wait for them. And I'm like, fuck. They back out. And I have to wait for the bandana guys to move. So they honk their horn, and the bandana guys move forward. they turn, and so they make a 3-point thing, and they're right next to me, and they go to drive past me. And as I'm driving, I look into the car next to me, and it's the car full of invalids, the 2 people in the front seat, the woman in the back seat with the fucking oxygen mask and the oxygen, and the hooker. And I'm looking, and as they go to drive away, she turns her head and she looks at me, and I just see sunglasses, and I see her go, "Hey, baby," and she points, and I just fucking floored it and got out of the goddamn parking lot.
Oh my Christ.
So the moral of the story is, I may not be going back to Tamale House. But if I do, I'm going to keep my head on a swivel at all times and hope to get caught in a firefight between MS-13 gang members rather than get blown by a chicken chunky sunglasses. And now you know why I hate this house. You guys can get me at MikeandMikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy. You can find me at Instagram and Snapchat. I'm Mike40YOB. Mike40Y0B. No, 40YOB. I'm at Snapchat and Instagram at Mike40YOB. And some of you are finding me and being fun and sending things. I'm old. I don't know how to use Snapchat very well. And also, I will tell you this, people will send me something. There's a guy named Sam in England. He sent me a bunch of Vimto stuff. I think I talked about it. He did it again yesterday. And like, I don't, because I have to answer him with a picture. And I'm like, I don't want to send, I'm sending a guy a picture. It just seems weird. I sent one dude a video because he sent me a video. Another guy, I think he was from England. And he was like, is this Mike Schmidt, the 40-year-old boy? And so I wrote him back and I was like, yeah, is this Lemon 316 or whatever, I don't know who the fuck he was. And so I recorded a video and they're like, yay, that was awesome. And then I'm like, you got to do that. You know, when people send me a photo, I feel like I need to send them a photo back, but then it just seems weird to send a guy a photo. Hi, here's me with my beard by the pool. Dumb. So it just seems odd. I don't know.
Why would you go out by the pool and take a picture?
It's because nobody wants to see because I don't want people to see my apartment. Isn't that weird? Like, I swear to God, because when it happened, I was sitting in my chair and I had my head leaning on a pillow and I was like, well, just take a picture of yourself sitting here on the chair. But that looks even weirder because then it's like casual. Hey man, how you doing? I'm just on a pillow in my house. Awful, creepy.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Take a bunch of photos when you're at the gym.
And do what with them?
And then when someone, just send them a gym photo.
See, but here's the thing. In Snapchat, you have to take a photo in the moment, or when you send it to them, it goes as a chat, I think. Like if you try to send a photo, you can chat with somebody, or you can send them a video, or you can send them a photo. But you can't send a photo. If you send an already taken photo, it has to be sent in chat. You can't like press answer their Snapchat and then use an old photo. It won't let you access your camera roll unless you're sending a chat.
Okay.
I think
you're right.
I'm a grandfather. I have no fucking idea. Folks, I'm at Instagram and Snapchat at Mike40YOB, Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy, Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy, Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. Did you get a Snapchat? Look at that face. Hold on.
A bunch of people have added me.
There you go. See, they know who you are. That's Lily bunched up. What do you mean, ew? Maybe that guy from England will send you a video and you can send him a fucking note. Please remember that our great friend Dave Hernandez does all the music and the artwork for this show. He is the maestro as well as the Da Vinci. Does that make sense? No, the artiste. There you go. Maestro and artiste. Let's go with that. You can be his friend at Facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez. You can find him at all sorts of different places. No, you can't. He's only there. He's only at Facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez. And then you can find him at ArtByDMH.com. That's ARTBYDMH.com. He's got his Valcons, his Guycons and his Valscapes all available there for purchase or perusal. Or perusal and purchase. Or you know what? Just purchase them without perusing them. Buy something in the dark. Do something fun for yourself. Just go buy a painting for no reason. Something you never even looked at. Just go give it to me right now. Here's your money. And he'll do it. That's the kind of fella he is. So go check out artbydmh.com. It's beneficial to your life. Please remember that our great friend let's do Ryan Dirks first. Ryan does the website for this show. He does all the web stuff. You can find him at facebook.com/Ryan Dirks and tell him how cool his hair looks. Our friend, superfan Giovanni, that's superfan of somebody but not of me, Giovanni Giorgio. You can be his friend at facebook.com. Go just search Giovanni Giorgio Peluso. Or just, just put in a picture of a meatball. I'm sure he'll come up. Just put in a plate of tagliatelle, and they'll go, oh, you must be looking for Giovanni Giorgio Peluso. Or put in a picture of Chef Boyardee. Or just put in that meme of the chef kissing his fingers, and you'll get Giovanni, superfan Giovanni will come up right away.
There's a meme of a chef kissing his
That's a Twitter thing. If somebody does something incredibly, perfectly stupid, people will just put out the chef going, that's the most perfect stupidity of all. It's a little thing. Yeah. You don't spend enough time on Twitter.
I don't.
No, because
I don't want to hate read things.
Well, I'm not hate reading. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying comedy on Twitter. There's a lot of fun things. But also you have to just kind of hide from everybody else. Literally, I did not know that the sky could fall this long. And also, I'm tired of running into woke people. Everybody's woke. I thought I was woke. I'm not woke. You know what? Fuck woke people. I'm putting all these motherfuckers on snooze. I am not. I'm not waking. I'm not woke. I'm just fucking me. What was your question about Gio?
I said, how is he doing? Did his move end up okay? Is he all right?
Well, I heard from him this week, and he was starting to re-put shows up, and I think he put 3 or 4 up.
Oh, good.
But I have not heard from him since. So hopefully things are well. I mean, he's in fucking Idaho or near Washington where he grew up, and he's all happy, and he seems to like it there. He's got a dog, and he wrote me, he said something, whatever the fuck, because I can't say where he works, but let's put it this way. He's had a fucking crazy couple of weeks at work because of some stuff that happened in the news. That's all I can say. I'll just say this. He works for an airline. That's all I'll say. So it's been a rough one for, I would imagine. That's what I'm saying. I would imagine it's been a rough couple of weeks for Superfan Giovanni. We talked a bit the other night, but not long. He's very busy. And he made fun of me for making fun of him for stealing all my YouTube money. And then I was like, well, you shouldn't have stole it then, motherfucker.
Did you?
And then he put up a picture of a horse.
So have you gotten any YouTube money yet?
Well, no, because I have to go to YouTube and do stuff in order for that to happen.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's weird. I just thought they'd bring the money to my house, but apparently they don't.
But do you know you have money sitting there?
Well, I talked about this last week where my money went way down from what it was at one point.
But
and
you've never taken money out?
No, I never have. So that's what Gio said. He said it starts over every month. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's good to know.
So you're just getting a monthly tally, not all the money that's sitting there.
Yeah, so I went in and looked at April, and I was like, oh, did they take a bunch of taxes out? Like, what the fuck happened? And in reality, it's because there was also February and March that I never collected. So I don't know what I made. I don't think it's much. But who cares? I got to go give them my fucking bank information, and they'll send it to me. And Gio's just like, just give me your bank information, dude. And if I had $1 for him to steal, I wouldn't care. So anyway, there you go. Find Gio. He's on fucking Facebook and doing all of our cool ass YouTube stuff, which I'll talk about on the other side of this. And then of course our producer is the great and talented and powerful Lily Von Stupp. You can find her all over the place. You can be her friend at facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. You can follow her at many different Twitter accounts. Oh, first of all, you're at Instagram, Lily Von Stupp, correct?
Yeah.
You're at Snapchat, Lily Von Stupp, correct?
Yeah, but I don't really use it.
Go ahead and add her. Everybody else is.
Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter.
Hashtag Martini, man. She's right there on Instagram doing all that business.
I put that on the shoes.
Oh, Christ.
I put hashtag orange, hashtag running shoes, hashtag workout, hashtag
Jesus.
Martini.
Did you put up the video of me talking?
No, because it's on your phone.
Oh, I forgot. All right, that's right.
We'll do that before you leave.
We have to do that because it's funny. We did it last week, and one person was like, "This is kind of actually." Someone said it was creepy, but then someone said it was kind of fun to see. So I don't give a fuck. Let's show people stuff. And also, I got to do more Patreon stuff. I need to get more involved in that. We'll talk about it on the other side. All right. So Lily Von Stupp's on many different Twitter accounts: twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp, twitter.com/MNTs, twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest, and twitter.com/
And come to Hollywood BQ Fest. Let's buy your tickets and come out.
twitter.com/Boobdini. But if you'd like to write her a personal note and make her type out that plug for the Hollywood Burlesque Festival and send it to you, you can go ahead and contact her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili. If you want to write her a personal note and find out how she liked those chips that I risked life and limb to fucking bring to her goddamn horrible house, you can write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili. If you'd like to write her a personal note, I want people to think that I forgot to edit and I just let them all in. Lili at burlesque411.com.
You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy, and later, The Jerk-Off Journals. You'll never find two guys with stronger wrists.
So you put the duct tape on the end of the roll, and then once all the pudding's in there, you're good to go.
That's the move. That sounds good.
Yeah.
You might have to write that down for me.
Okay.
You ever jerk off for danger?
What do you mean?
Well, you ever punch? I did this. I punch a couple of holes in the top of a soda can to widen up the top, and you jerk off quick using the soda can. You lube it up, of course, but you do it to see if you can come before you're hurting.
Before you cut your penis.
Yeah, exactly. You're trying to get off before you can't stand it anymore. It's like the same principle works when you fill like a sock with aquarium rocks.
These guys are a handful. The Jerk Off Journals on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network.
Nice.
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. I apologize for the delay in getting to this part of the show. We had to wait for the roommate to close his fucking door so we could start fucking recording again. God damn it.
You're an ass.
Fuck. All right.
Is there anything you like, seriously, besides pussy?
Boy, no. I'll just flat out no.
So do you think...
I mean, there's other stuff I like, but that's clearly top of the list.
Do you think that most of the anger that you're feeling right now is simply because you're not getting laid?
I don't know if that's involved, but probably it has a lot to do with it, certainly. Yeah. And other things to do with that.
I think you should have taken that hooker up on her offer.
Yeah, no. Then you know why? Because then I wind up in the backseat of the car getting blown in the car of invalids. Fuck that.
The name of the show is The Car of Invalids.
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus. All right, so that's Lily Von Stupp. You know her. She lives in a house with other people who interfere in this show. You may know her from her exploits. Like I said, she's on Facebook. She's all over the place. But she's the Invalid. 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 Okay.
See, that's why it doesn't make sense, because I looked at it and it said, that says invalid.
It's pronounced caramel. So that's Lily Von Stupp. She's our friend. She does all sorts of cool things, including producing the Monday Night Teas burlesque show with nudity and ladies. And it's so good. It's every Monday night. The tickets are available at Brown Paper Tickets. Last night's show was strippers of a certain age, from what I understand.
Yes.
And it went well.
Pretty
People were
close.
good.
It was awesome.
There were a couple of chatterboxes from Tampa in the front row.
Yes.
And you weren't a fan of that. But that's okay. You dealt with them.
It wasn't so much that I wasn't a fan, but it was like, as you start the show, you know what it's like when you're like, do I have to fight the audience coming out of the gate?
That's
here?
every show for
Or
me.
have they bought into the premise already?
That's every show for me. Every show in my head I figure is a fist fight, and then I'm always pleasantly surprised when it's not.
See, and I try not to go into that. I usually
Yeah.
think, hopefully they're just going to like me and this is going to be great. And if they don't, I'll, but yeah, I was a little concerned.
I'm trying to be that person as well and think that there's value and worth in what I do and that people want to see it and that I won't have to go up there and fucking force them to pay attention. And so what I need to do now is go out there and force them to pay attention, and then we'll see how it goes. But Lily does that, so it was a great show last night. Everything went well.
Yes.
Tickets are available at Brown Paper Tickets. You can go get tickets for all of the upcoming Monday Night Teas shows. They're available now. Go to Brown Paper, put in Lily Von Stupp's name, and you'll see those. But let's talk about the Hollywood Burlesque Festival, which is coming up TikTok. It's coming up very soon.
It's about a month away.
1 month away, and you've got people coming to town, and they're staying here, and they're staying there, and there's hotels and dancing, and you're still putting together the schedule of people, and there's a competition. And
Schedule's done. It's up and ready to go. Tickets are for sale. I'm trying to get on KTLA right now.
I meant performers. Like you yourself are putting performers in certain days, or you already know from
That's
top
all
to
done.
bottom?
That's all been
Oh.
done for a while. It's out and ready to go.
So
got
we're locked and
great
loaded.
stuff.
We just need
we're
people in
locked
the
and
room.
loaded. We just need people in the room now.
All right, so tickets are available right now at brownpapertickets.com for the Hollywood Burlesque Festival. This is the 3rd annual,
Yes.
I believe, yes. And so please go get those tickets. And I'll tell you what, we'll do this because I don't know what else I have to offer, and I don't know what else you would want. But I will tell you this: if you buy Hollywood Burlesque Festival tickets, email me. Show me that you've got proof of said purchase, and you get a free download set of this podcast for you, whichever one you want. Year 1 through 8, yeah. And I'll even up the ante if you buy more than 3 tickets more than 2 tickets. If you buy 1 or 2 tickets, you'll get a free download set. If you buy 3 or more tickets, you'll get the all of them. I'll send you everything. Wow. So you'll get every download set that we've ever had, 1 through 8. Will be available, and I understand, yes, a lot of them are on YouTube, but we're still selling them. But that's 1 through 8. I will send them to you, and you will go ahead and enjoy those, or you can never download them. I don't care. But buy tickets to Hollywood Burlesque Festival is what I was going to say. You're pointing. Did you point?
Well, I was just thinking we should put an ad for you in the program and send people over to your podcast. That would be a good use.
Well, yeah, but I have to pay for that because those are spots that are taken up by paying people. I don't want to take the spot from somebody who paid. Are you trying to tell me right now you want me to pay for a spot?
No, because you've been advertising my festival here as a partnership, I think that wouldn't be a bad thing to do for me to put a little thing in there about your podcast.
Well, you
And
let me
maybe
know.
Even 2020.
Well, I would like to do
Yeah,
that,
that'd
certainly.
be fun.
So, like I said, if you guys buy tickets to the Hollywood Burlesque Festival, 2 tickets will get you 1 download set. More tickets than 2, I'll give you all the download sets, for Christ's sake, and a T-shirt. I'll throw in a T-shirt for you too if you buy more than 2 tickets. So tickets are available now at brownpapertickets.com. Go ahead and pick them up. And if you come to town for the Hollywood Burlesque Festival, I'll also, you know what? I'll do this. I'll go. Like I said, I'll hang out with you. I'll go to
Why
dinner.
don't you go to the festival with them?
Well, it depends on the days and when they are, right?
Well,
Isn't it
it's
the end?
4 nights over Memorial Day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well, yeah,
Monday.
I'll come to the festival, hang out with them, and see the show, and then we'll go out for dinner or something before or after, your choice. So there you go. Buy tickets to the festival, and we'll do that even if you buy.
We'll put you at the Mike Schmidt table.
Okay, but I can't be there all 4 nights at a Mike
you
Schmidt
can.
table. That seems ridiculous.
Why? Don't you want to see titties and beer?
Half of that sounds good. All right, so there you go. So buy tickets. Buy tickets to the Hollywood Burlesque Festival, and I'll join you. We'll have a Mike Schmidt table. Listeners can sit with me. We can hang out. We can go eat. We can go, because that's all I have to offer, apparently. We can go get a drink. We can go booze it up. We can go dancing, whatever the fuck you want. But we'll look at naked ladies first, and we'll do something before or after. And I'll tell you what, you'll even get to walk the red carpet with Lily Von Stupp and get a photo. How about that? Buy tickets to the Hollywood Burlesque Festival, and as a listener, you'll get to come to town. You'll meet me. We'll hang out at the table. But also, you'll walk the red carpet with Lily Von Stupp and get a photo taken in front of the Monday Night Tees Hollywood Burlesque Festival banner. And we'll send you a copy of that photo. How's that? So go ahead and buy tickets to the Hollywood Burlesque Festival. Tickets are available at brownpapertickets.com. And come and join me and Lily and all of us and go see a bunch of naked ladies. And we'll eat and take photos and everything will be fun and exciting. So please do that. Please. Also, Monday Night Teas, like I mentioned, that is there and everything's great. We have a sponsor. I mention him every week. It's our great friend, Jerome. Go to, getthebutters.com is where you need to go. And you got to get butters and balms and bombs and lubes all in that order. And they all work in concert together to work your prostate and make you have a great time. Or maybe not. Maybe your prostate doesn't be involved. Or if you're a lady, you probably wouldn't want to work your prostate since you don't have one. But it'll work whatever else is inside you that needs to be worked. Butters and balms and bombs and lubes. Get them now. Go to getthebutters.com. Use the code 40YOB. Save some money on whatever sea salt scrub you want to rub on your balls, and it'll be perfect for you and everybody you know. Go ahead and do that. Go put a cleansing mask on yourself. It's fucking perfect. That's what you want to do, right? Get a nice beard oil. Get a beard butter balm lube cocktail. Make that happen. You know what? Buy one of each thing from the website. Mix it all up into a bowl and put your face in it and see what it does. Might do good things. Who knows? Regardless, that way you get stuff, I get money, and Jerome gets money. Everybody's happy. GetTheButters.com. Use the code 40YOB, and I'll be happy, and so will you, and so will Lily, and so will Jerome, and so will your face. Please remember, we've got the YouTube channel rolling and rocking, courtesy of Superfan, not of me, but Superfan of others, Geo. Although as we took a break here on the show, I noticed he sent me a text that his computer exploded.
Exploded?
Yes, it exploded, and so he had to rebuild it and put in the guts, and he had to, I don't know what, and he had a bunch of numbers and speeds, and I don't fucking know. Just put my shows up, dude. I don't give a fuck. Just fucking go to work and do what you're told. But the 40-year-old boy channel, you can go there and look at the fruits of Geo's labor. And it's a lot of berries, a lot of blackberries and blueberries and strawberries are right there. That's the fruits of Geo's labor. Go ahead and check out it's for the 40-year-old boy channel on YouTube. All the shows are up there individually to listen to. And I must admit, yesterday I found myself listening to a show and laughing. I mean, I was like, holy fuck, I used to be really funny. What the fuck happened to me?
You still are.
But this was a show from year 5 and it was making me laugh. And I was like, oh, this is great. Well, I talked about it earlier. Didn't I talk about being quiet or whatever? Yeah, and I actually found myself, I listened to like a half hour of the show. I'm like, God damn, that's funny. So go do that yourself. Go listen to old shows and go, God damn, that dude's funny. And then compare it to now and go, but please go check out the YouTube channel. And again, subscribe. That's kind of important. Listening and watching shows and that's all cool and well and good. But subscribing is a big deal. Because the more subscribers we get, then YouTube thinks we're hitters, and then all sorts of things happen. And then next thing you know, I'm carried out on the shoulders of the YouTube execs at their headquarters in Playa del Rey, and they hail me as a genius. So please do that. Subscribe. I want to be hailed by a genius by tech guys. Why not? So please subscribe to the YouTube Mike Schmidt 40-year-old boy YouTube channel, and we'll eventually have other stuff up there for you at some point. Please remember this. I did not mention this last week in this capacity. I think I mentioned it in passing. We've got a Patreon page for this podcast and for live comedy and for Mike Schmidt Industries, period. If you go to patreon.com/40IOB, I'm pretty sure, or just put in the 40-year-old boy at the Patreon page or Mike Schmidt, it's going to come up. And you can become a person who's a subscriber, a patron, if you will, who supports this show. People are coming on board all the time. Our great friend Liana came on board last week. This is not your official thank you. I'll do those at the end of the month, which will be next week. But new people are coming on board, which makes me very happy. And it allows us to, it'll allow me to possibly go out and do road stuff. It'll allow all sorts of cool things. Now, I have not updated the page since I did the Broke LA Festival, because here's why. Like I mentioned, I'll film stuff on my phone and then I can't just upload it because I'm fucking, it's weird. It's like I want to upload it, but I can't do it from my phone because the technology doesn't fucking work. I got to send it to this and then send it to there. And
just upload it to YouTube and then link it.
Yes, I know, but then it's on YouTube and people are going to see it, and I can't do that. It's exclusive for people who've done it at a certain level. It doesn't matter. I get it. I know what I'm supposed to do, but the convenience of it is kind of gone when I thought Patreon had a video thing and they don't. So now I have to go 3 different ways. Because I still got to type on my fucking phone with my fat fingers the fucking description of what the fuck I just did. That's weak.
You do voice to text and then edit it.
It's even worse. Oh, even worse. Terrible. And that's a lazy shortcut. I don't want to cheat the listener.
Thanks. I'm a lazy shortcut.
Well, you got a bad wheel and a horrible jaw. What the fuck? You shouldn't be using half your face. So it's fine. Well, no, that does. If you're talking texting.
I'm dyslexic. That's why I use voice to
Yes,
text.
I'm not dyslexic. I don't want to be lazy and do it. So if I was dyslexic, I'd use talk to
That's
text.
not oh my god.
Stop yelling.
You
So
stop being a dork.
the point is, the Patreon page is there for you to donate to. There's all sorts of levels, and I will tell you tonight. I will put up the. Dave went ahead and created the for the $5 level and above. There was a Facebook or a Twitter image that you can have, and it's done. So I will put that up tonight, or I'll put it up tonight that I'm talking, so Tuesday night. So by the time you fucking hear this, you'll probably already have it. Or you'll be notified that you can get it. I don't fucking know, or maybe you don't want it. But it'll be up there and it's fucking awesome, so I can't wait. Hey, I just said, but it'll be up there, but it was like, brrr. I was like, brrr. It was like the Fat Boys. Brrr, spread them. All right, so stick them, not spread them. What if the Fat Boys were cops? Brrr, spread them. Spread them. No, it's stick them, you fool. No, but we're police officers. In our capacity of arresting you, we have to say, brrr, spread them. Spread them. All right, so go be a Patreon person. Why wouldn't you want to support that bullshit? Look at that. What if the Fat Boys were cops? Give me $15 a month. You'll find out. But there's all sorts of videos and shit we want to post eventually. And like I said, I want to go on the road. I want to do stuff, and I want to film stuff and put it up there for you behind the scenes style. And we're going to. And so why are you shaking your head at me?
I'm not.
You are. I can see you fucking shaking your head. You're right here. You exist. I can see you.
I have a headache.
You're not a wraith. All right. So please donate to the Patreon page. Become a patron. Earn your cool-ass rewards, or just donate to the show because you love it. Why not? Why wouldn't you do that? You're the best. Also, go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com. We got all sorts of stuff for sale there at the Joe Business page. We've still got your Dirt shirts, although some of them may be going to Toronto for a project. I got to figure out the best way to do that. I know, doesn't sound weird. I got to figure out the best way to do that. So we also have the download sets available individually or together, or again, if you buy Hollywood Burlesque Festival tickets, you get free download sets. We've got the live stuff. We've got Word Pimp Schmitty and the Misanthropic Gangster. We've got Heroes by Mex. We've got individual live stuff, all of it. It's just there. Go to tweakedaudio.com, use the 40YOB code. You'll get stuff there. All of the stuff still exists, and it's ready for you to go ahead and use. So please use it. But also this is on the Amazon page, or actually on the Joe Business page. Amazon link. Use the Amazon link. It works out great. It's helping out the show quite a bit. And then, you know what? We get money, they get money, you get stuff. It works out perfectly. It's so great. And again, you're helping the show a lot, but you're not having to give like a full donation to the show. It's like really still helping. And like I said, you wind up getting a cool thing out of it. So you might get like a fucking rabbit vibrator, and I get a chunk of that. That's pretty fun. I get the ears. So for every rabbit vibrator you buy, I get the ears. Look at the way that works out. If somehow it was worked out in our Amazon link earnings, was worked out in the graph of a rabbit vibrator, we would get the ears right off the top. Just right off the top. Now, of course, that would leave your clit earless, but you'd figure out a way to make it work, I would imagine. So please go buy sex toys and give us part of it. That's fantastic. And then buy some lubes from getthebutters.com and use it with your Amazon sex toy. And please know that orgasm was brought to you by the 40-year-old boy. Perfect. Do you have to lube up a dildo? Or a dildo you do, but not a vibrator. You don't lube up a vibrator. The vibrator should be doing the lubing for you. That's fucking getting the job done. Because it starts with the bzzz, you just bang, you slap it right there on the table, and boom, gusher. That's how it works. Lily seems baffled by this, but that's fine.
Do you want to talk about this seriously?
Okay, I'll talk about it.
If anything is going to go inside you, it needs to be lubed either by nature or by
True,
whatever.
but if
So-
you're using a vibrator on the, but you do is use it on the outside, and then you get it worked up, and then it can go inside.
and then
Boom.
you just slide it in.
Yeah, you're ready to go.
That can work,
Yeah, that can work. That should work. That's the way it does work.
but never mind.
What? No, you made me answer a bunch of fucking questions about Chinese porn or whatever the fuck.
Chinese porn?
Was that what I talked about?
Knockoff porn. That's what it is. So the Chinese
It
make
is.
all the porn and knockoff.
Yeah, it's just instead it's animals instead of people going at it, and they're like, oh, this is kind of fake, but it's sort of true. Well, no, fill me in on your schematics of a vibrator. I want to know about it since you're being all fucking hush hush about it.
I'm not being hush hush.
You made me answer all sorts of embarrassing questions earlier about what I like and what I like to
Why is
look
that
up.
Embarrassing.
It wasn't embarrassing. I answered it. So go ahead. Let's hear your.
There's nothing embarrassing about this either. It's just pointless. It's like if something goes inside you, you want to make sure it's wet before it goes in.
Well, certainly we all get that, right? And I wasn't arguing that point.
Yeah, but I was, you can still lube up a vibrator. You don't have to just.
Well, you lube up a dildo because that's just getting jammed in you. But a vibrator, that should start on the outside and just like kind of go
But
right
if
around.
you do manual stimulation before you use a dildo, you may not have to lube it up either. Lube is just polite. That's the point I think I'm making.
You are so complicated, you ladies, with your nonsense, and you got to start with the manual stimulation, and then you got to go and then slide this in. It's like, what a bummer.
Do you dry rub or do you prefer a lube rub or do you sometimes do one or the other?
I can do all of it. I can make it all work for
I
you.
just love dry rub as a fucking term.
Dry rub, that's fine. I get a
keep
handful.
Finger blasting now like 9 times because of you, and it's really.
Say that again?
I keep saying finger blasting on stage.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, no. People literally go, what? And I'm like, I know. Never mind.
What do they want to say? My delicate flower was parted by his index and forefinger? I mean, get the fuck out of here. You got finger blasted. That's what happened. Own it. He was in up to the wrist. Enjoy yourself.
Well,
I still gotta.
that is not finger blasting. That is full on fisting.
I gotta get that guy his watch back. That's what happened to me last night. See, that's what you got to do. You want to go ahead and snare somebody in with that sort of bullshit. You got to be like, yeah. All right. And I'll tell you what. If you're in up to the wrist, then there was no need for lube. Honestly, if you were able to slide it in there. I'll tell you, you want to hook people in, get them halfway through a recipe and cut your fucking show in half. That's it. Do an hour about stewing this bale, get on a plane, and then come back and revisit it 2 days later, because that's the most important stew in the universe. Were there noodles or rice involved? Stay tuned!
We here, we are playing on a level that most will never see.